Well, good afternoon and welcome to Gastonia, Ohio, the home of the Margaretta Polar Bears baseball. It's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon for high school baseball. I have Rick Barber, who was with me on Wednesday evening from Barberton along, and a sidekick that's been with us throughout the football and basketball season, John Cullen. He didn't make the trip to Barberton for a couple of different reasons. One is because it's too far away. I don't know whether he can drive that far.
They're afraid to let me out of Fremont for extended periods of time, Jerry.
The boss has a leash on him, wouldn't let him get away. But he's here today, and Rick Barber along with us, and we'll get to chatting with them. They're going to have some input throughout the game here today. And, of course, I'll call the play-by-play for you. Rick Barber along with us, though, and I want to get with Rick here first of all and just kind of chat with him and get his feelings about today. I know he was quite excited on Wednesday, as I was, and this is what we were hoping for, to get him here. This, Rick, is really where you take things one game at a time.
That's exactly right, Jerry. You know, a great game the other day. 4 hits for the Streaks, but they made the little plays, the little trick play. They played good defense, and the key hit by Jeff Overmeyer, the 3-run homer. And I'll tell you what, right now, it just appears that the Streaks are playing at the top of their game. You know, they lost the 2 games early in the year, but now they're playing at the top of their game, and we've got a nice day today. And hopefully they'll stay on that high, and we'll be going to Columbus next weekend.
Rick, is this going to be a plus for, well, obviously it's a stupid question you even asked, but some pitchers can react better in colder weather. It doesn't make any difference whether it's cold or warm weather. It might take them a little bit warmer to warm up, longer to warm up during colder weather, but some pitchers are really affected more so in the cold weather. How about Jeff Land today? Is this hot weather going to be much better?
Jeff has been a hot weather pitcher. He likes warm weather a lot better. He's always had a little trouble loosening up. I think a lot of times you find that with the fastball pitchers. It takes them a little longer to loosen up, so this is ideal weather for him. But I'll tell you one thing, Jerry, like you said, this is regional finals, one step from the state. It's a step that St. Joe's has never been able to get over, and I'm sure everybody will be pumped up. I really don't know if you'll even notice the difference in the weather.
Rick Barber, one of the former assistant coaches at St. Joe Central Catholic. He had also been a head coach at Central Catholic in baseball, and he's with us on our broadcast today. Rick, speaking about the ball club today, obviously you've had to confer with the coach. I know you stay very, very close with the coaching staff now. You were going to scout this team last Wednesday night, but due to your duties with me, Gary Giller, I believe, scouted him.
Right.
What has the coaching staff come up with? What's the book on Jeromesville, Hillsdale?
I tell you, I think it's a team a little leery of. You know, their record isn't that impressive. They're 17-11, I believe. They were 12-11 going into the tournament. So obviously what's happened, here's a team that's caught fire. They've peaked at the right time of the year. Now, I do know, the one thing I do know, they beat 2 fine teams in Cuyahoga Falls, and I believe it was Mogador. Those are 2 traditionally strong teams. So they're coming from Northeast Ohio. Don't know a lot about that part of the state, really. You know, that's a good football area, too, but I really don't know that much about their baseball. And once again, like we said the other day, Jerry, you know, when you get this far, everybody's good. Everybody has to throw the ball, and you have to hit it. It's the little things, I think, that'll make a difference. Once again, defense, taking advantage of mistakes by the other team, and that's exactly what St. Joe's did against Ashtabula. Ashtabula maybe was a better team. I don't know. But in a one-game series, the best team doesn't always win. It's the team that's playing the best ball that day.
Coach Don Schmidt was very upset after the ball game at Barberton. He felt that it was a poor game. He felt his team played poor, and I know he was referring some to the umpiring too. You and I observed that. We felt the umpiring was inconsistent. It was a poor game for his team because they did play very, very sloppily in the field. They did not run the bases well. They did not handle the ball well.
Right. I tell you what, I think, you know, you get to the regional level, and it's really, especially that semifinal game, there's just something, you're glad to be there, but there really is a lot of pressure. These kids, you know, 15, 16, 17 years old, I know how they feel. I've been there as a coach. I was there as a player, and I'll tell you, the pressure can get to you. You know, you've got to keep your head about you and play good, solid baseball. Jimmy Moore came in the other day. The umpire wasn't throwing many strikes. You know, he was weak, but he was weak both ways. Jimmy lost his cool a little bit, but he came back strong. He got a big strikeout against a good hitter there, and that could have been the turning point of that game. I think that was a key mistake by Ashtabula. I think they should have bunted those runners down into scoring position.
You and I talked about
yes,
that. You were expecting that. They did not. As a result, on the wild pitch by Jimmy Moore, and Grant Beckley back to the screen, got the ball, looked. Moore got it. They had the bases loaded down with nobody. In fact, they had the bases loaded in the 6th and 7th inning and did not score but 1 run.
That's right. You know, you have to take advantage of breaks, and you have to make your breaks. And St. Joe's, has been doing that against Sandusky St. Mary's in the district finals. They took advantage of every chance they got, and that's what you have to do, especially when you get to this advance this far, because everybody's good, and it's going to be maybe that one little mistake that's going to make the difference in the ballgame.
Well, that's quite possibly again here today that the defense and whoever commits more errors might be the team that ends up going out of here as a loser today. I know I had talked with a number of umpires that had a chance to see Sandusky St. Mary's and St. Joe Central Catholic, and they said the difference was going to be the errors, whoever committed more errors. I did not have a chance to see the game. I got there at the last minute.
Right.
But from what I understand, hitting just took over in that ball game.
It sure did. You know, St. Mary's has excellent pitching, and I'm sure they were a little shook by all the hitting St. Joe did against them. That's the most hits they've given up all year. You know, another key to that game, too, just to show you where the little things matter. In the inning, you know, Scott Rady got the winning hit in that game, but the key play, really, and a lot of people won't remember this, but with runners on first and second and one out, there was a possible ground ball double play, and Brad Young took out the second baseman, who then couldn't make a good through wildly to first, allowed the infielders then had to come in for St. Mary's for a play at the plate, and Scott was able to knock the base hit by him. So it's the little things that make a difference, and right now the Streaks are doing that.
Well, this Jeromesville Hillsdale Ball Club, I've tried to do a little research on them. From what I can get, they only played 3 Class A schools in their regular season schedule. They play almost all AAA and big AA schools. So Coach Myers told me that, you know, his ball club is very, very confident coming into this game. He says, we've been very confident throughout the entire tournament. He says, we knew we were a good ball club, even though we had a 12-11 record going into the tournament. They've come up, played all Class A schools now, and they've won. They defeated Ashland Crestview, of course, 6-3 here at Castelia on Wednesday. You feel that might have a little advantage as they've already played here in tournament?
You know, if I remember right, St. Joe's played here earlier in the year.
Right.
So I don't think that'd be any advantage to them. I think their advantage is they've got to feel confident. Certainly looking at the records, they're the underdog, so you got to feel the pressure is on the Streaks. Playing the big schools does help. You know, we've always traditionally played bigger schools in baseball, and maybe you lose some earlier season games, but it gets you ready for the tournaments. It really does help because you're not going to see anything that you haven't seen before.
All right, we're about ready to go here. St. Joe Central Catholic is the home team today, as previously set up by the state of Ohio. The umpires today, well, we'll get that later. Let me, first of all, give you the starting lineups for this afternoon's ball game. For Jeromesville Hillsdale, the Falcons, they are 17-11 coming into today's game. Leading off and playing leading off playing left field will be Brad Smith. At the number 2 hitting position this afternoon will be Tim Stoops. He will be the pitcher, Chris Bovington. The first baseman, he is the leading hitter on this ball club, batting .380. He will be at first base. At right field, batting cleanup will be Kyle Knight. At shortstop, batting number 5 will be Scott Fix. The third baseman is Chad Stoops. In center field will be Mark Hoverstock. He will be batting 7th. Batting in the number 8 spot will be number 8, the catcher, Brian Lambert, and batting 9th. And playing second base will be Todd Wiltrout. The Falcons, as I mentioned, 17-11. The Streaks get ready to take the field, and we'll just take it around the base line, around the diamond here for you. At first base this afternoon will be Scott Rady. At second base will be his brother Jeff. At shortstop, Brad Young. Playing third base will be Mike Kelbley. Moving to left field, the guy that I guess we'd have to say got St. Joe Central Catholic here with a major league home run was Jeff Overmeyer. He put the Streaks out on top 3-2 at Barberton, although the Streaks needed the other 3 runs they got after that, but he sure seemed like he shot a lot of adrenaline into the St. Joe team when he hit that 3-run homer in the 3rd inning at Barberton. Jeff Overmeyer in left. In center field will be Tim Meek. And did that guy play some defense on Wednesday afternoon at Barberton? Tim Meek will be in center field, and the right fielder today will be Chris Reevey. He will be hitting in the number 9 spot this afternoon. Behind the plate will be the leading home run hitter for St. Joe Central Catholic. Grant Beckley is 6 on the season, and on the mound this afternoon will be the fastball pitching Jeff Blanton, the right-hander. And he's about ready to face the leadoff batter for Jerome Hillsdale. And leading off, we will have Brad Smith. First pitch of the afternoon here is a strike. Right-handed hitting. Brad Smith. Blanton ready to throw the second. And it's a little fly ball out over second base. And it's going to be in there for a base hit.
That's one of those short Texas leaguers, Jerry, that kind of hit off the end of the bat and squibbed its way out there. It looked like Jeff Rady. It was going to come down to him, but then it went over his head and dropped between Ribby and Rady for a single, and of course Hillsdale with the first base runner.
And if the wind had anything to do with that, it should have blown it back in towards Jeff Rady, because the wind is blowing straight in from center field, right into our faces here this afternoon, right into the hitters. So the hitters that hit it out today, particularly the street center field, is going to take a good shot. The dimensions here at Castelia's Lions Field, 330 all the way around. 330 down the line, dead center, and it's an 8-foot high fence. Blanton throws, strike one, hits the corner, throw down to first base, and back in time is Brad Smith. Grant Beckley with a rifle arm fired one behind the runner, and Smith just got back in there.
I tell you, that's what you like to see, Jerry. You know, good aggressive defense by the Streaks. They keep throwing the ball around. You know, they're not afraid to take the chances.
Very good sign.
Ball one, strike one. Here comes the next pitch. Here's a bunt down to third baseline, foul. Trying to advance the runner down there, Tim Stoops. Well, right here we're seeing a team, and this is why they're here. The basics and the fundamentals of baseball, getting runners in scoring position, Coach.
That's right.
We have 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Tim Stoops, the number 2 hitter. He is the pitcher this afternoon, by the way. Tim Stoops. He has a .330 batting average, left-handed hitter. At first base, Brad Smith led off with an opening base hit over second base. He's chased back there by Grant Beckley. Looked down there like he's going to throw it. Pitch was up high for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Tim Stoops. Blanton working out of the stretch, throws. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good strikeout there, Coach.
Yep.
He delivered on that fastball. Jerry really challenged the hitter because he was crowding the plate on him a little bit. He blew it right down the middle of the plate, of course, and sent him down for the first out.
Well, and that is the first out of the baseball game. The winner here this afternoon is only 2 games away from state championship. The winner here will move to Columbus next Friday morning at 9:30. They will play a winner out of Region 11. There's a pitch a little high. Umpires this afternoon behind the plate, Randy Bachman, first base umpire Bob Smith, and the third base umpire Joe Bulich. Another left-handed hitter, Chris Bovington, the first baseman.
Yes.
Strike call. There's another throw out of first, but back in time. Oh, I like that Grant Beckley, the way he takes charge out there, Coach.
I tell you, you know, the base runners have to respect a good arm like that, and he's not getting a very good lead down there, and yet he's still putting the ball down there.
.483 batting average for this young man up there, Chris Bovington. He's a senior, 6-footer. He steps out of the batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bovington. 1 man out, top of the first. He takes up high for ball 2. Jeff Blanton on the mound for St. Joe Central Catholic. They are 21-2 coming into this afternoon's game. Bovington looks, swings, and fouls one back up over the screen here. To our left, we have a 2-strike, 2-ball count. Now on Chris Bovington, 1 out, man at first base for Jeromeville Hillsdale.
You know, another good thing, Jerry, it's good to see, but Jeff's pitching from ahead again. He's getting ahead of all the hitters just like the other day, and I really think that's important.
He's working out of the stretch right now. 2-2 the count. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Or strike 3, correction. That's the second strikeout I want of the afternoon. I was thinking 2 strikeouts and calling strike 2, but a nice swing and a miss there by Bovington. And the second strikeout of the ball game, and 2 outs now. Brings up Kyle Knight, big guy, big right-handed hitter. Kyle Knight, the right fielder.
He's almost out of the batter's box up front.
Kyle Knight is batting .370 on the season. He's 6'2" and goes 195, so you know he's a good-sized athlete.
That's a good observation, Rick. You might want to watch where his left foot is. It's almost looks like half of his foot is out of the front of the batter's foot.
He takes a strike call on the second pitch to him. We have a 1-1 count now on Kyle Knight. Boy, if Jeff Blanton can keep throwing like this all afternoon, Coach.
He's keeping the ball down nice still.
He's hitting the corners on those strikes. Oh, he changed up there a little bit. The bouncing ball got away from Beckley, and it's going to go to the screen, and down to second base will be Brad Smith. I don't know why he stopped down there about 10 feet from second base, but he did.
Yeah, there's a lot of room here. I'll tell you what, any pass ball, I think you've got one base for sure, and there might be a chance to advance two.
Yep.
I have to call out a wild pitch down into the dirt.
Yeah, it was in the dirt.
Beckley got out there to block it. Got a little bit of the body on it, but took a high skip on him and up for the shoulder. So Brad Smith moves down to second base on the wild pitch. 2 outs. There's a swing and a foul down the right field side and out of play. Another nice thing about this ballpark, Coach, there's a lot of room, a lot of playing territory. You have a lot of room to run into foul territory to get foul balls and such, but when it's out of play, you know it's definitely out of play. This is a beautiful place over here.
Yeah, they've got a nice new facility here. It's very nice.
In Castelia, there's a little bouncer down the first baseline foul, and he was just protecting himself on that. Had he not got a bat on it, we would have had the strikeout, Coach.
He's mixing, you know, he's going outside, he's coming back inside. I hope it's by design. He's moving the ball around real well. He's keeping him off stride. This kid would like to dig in, but he can't.
2-2 the count now on Kyle Knight, the cleanup hitter for Jeromesville, Hillsdale. They're southeast of Ashland, halfway between Ashland and Worcester. Located on Route 90, goes north and south down towards Route 30. They're just a little bit north of Route 30. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Jeff Blanton here in the first inning of play. All went down swinging. So in the middle of the first inning, we have no score with St. Joe Central Catholic coming to bat.
Getting ready for graduation, proms, vacation, and other special occasions? Get off to a great start by stopping into Dumminger Photo for some Kodacolor Gold film. There's simply no better way to picture your life. Then bring your film back to Dumminger Photo for quality photo finishing, because Dumminger Photo is a member of the Kodak Color Watch system. So you'll get great personal attention with every order. Looking for a great start and a great finish? Come to Dumminger Photo, 901 East State Street today. Get the picture?
The St. Joe Central Catholic Boosters Club and its 1,300-plus members congratulate the Streets baseball team for its fine performance with a special salute to the boys and girls track team, the girls softball team, and the boys tennis team. The Boosters thank their many patrons who sponsor SJCC athletic programs and booster fundraisers. Special thanks to the Fremont Eagles for donating over $4,000 worth of equipment to the band. Good luck to all the young athletes in the Fremont area from the SJCC Boosters Club.
Fun-to-drive excitement has arrived at Spangler Motors in Oak Harbor, the 1988 Plymouth Sundance RS. The pride's inside with a long list of features, such as a 2.5-liter electronically fuel-injected engine, 5-speed manual transaxle, 2-tone paint with performance bucket seats, and, of course, Chrysler Motors 770 limited warranty, excluding leases and applied restrictions. There's a new spirit driving Sundance. Catch it at Spangler Motor Sales in nearby Oak Harbor. They don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Well, back here at Castelia, bottom of the first inning, St. Joe Central Catholic coming to the plate. Jeff Blanton put him down on strikes in the top of the first inning. Brad Smith led off with a single to right field, and after that, Blanton struck out Tim Stoops, Chris Bovington, and Kyle Knight. They all went down swinging. Brad Young will lead it off now for St. Joe Central Catholic here in the bottom of the first inning of play. No score. The Class A Regional Championship. The winner headed for Cooper Stadium in Columbus, Ohio next Friday morning at 9:30. Brad Young, a Midland Athletics League All-Academic player, fouled one straight back here to start the bottom of the first inning of play. Left-handed hitter, Brad Young. One strike count on him. Guy's got great wheels, as they say. Can really run. He gets something to the infield, you better be ready to get rid of it in a hurry, because if you don't, he's going to have an infield hit.
Right. Looks like Stoops here has a lot of off-speed pitches, Jerry. It might take a little time to get used to it.
One thing, he doesn't want to come with a fastball because St. Joe's generally a fastball hitting team. Outside.
There was his fastball.
Stoops is a left-handed pitcher. He's ready to deliver with a 2-1 count. There's a bouncing ball down between first and second. They're going to go for it, and Stoops gets over there to cover, and they throw him out. Well, Stoops did a good job coming off the mound. He looked like he's coming off late, though, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he came off late, but he came off the proper way, to the line and then up the line, so the first baseman could lead him with the throw.
All right, one out for St. Joe Central Catholic here in the bottom of the first inning. That will bring Jeff Overmeyer to the plate. His first time this afternoon. Like we said, his big hit Wednesday was a tremendous home run to left center field. He takes ball one up high and to the outside. Looked like he tried to bend one in on him there, Coach.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see a lot of off-speed pitches.
He hits one that's thrown in tight to him down to shortstop. And Smith picks it, and he beat it out. A high throw. High throw that time by the shortstop, Scott Fix. Again, he looked like he waited for the ball a little bit, not knowing how it was going to hop to him.
That's right. He played it tentatively, Jerry, a little bit. He waited for that extra hop, but what Overmeyer did was as soon as he hit the ball, he took off running, put his head down, and beat it by about a step and a half.
Good hustle.
Well, ask it out. Did he have a beat, Coach?
I think he had it beat. I think they'll rule that a hit.
Well, we're going to rule it a hit. I know that. Jeff Overmeyer first base. And that brings to the plate Scott Rady, left-hand hitter. He hits one back to second base. He can't handle it. And out at first base, however, will be Scott Rady. Good recovery by the second baseman down there for Jeromesville. That was Todd Wiltrout. He went to his left, got a glove on the ball, bounced away from him. He was on his knees, picked it up, looked at first, saw he could make the play, and he was able to throw Rady out. However, moving down to second base and into scoring position will be Jeff Overmeyer and Grant Beckley to the plate.
You know, Jerry, I know it's early in the game, but each streak batter has made contact with the ball each time up, and that's only going to build confidence as the game carries on.
All right, Beckley swings at a pitch that looked like it may have been a little outside, Coach.
I think it was. It's all right. He'll get his eye here. It takes a little bit sometimes. Seeing a different pitcher, left-hander. You don't always see that many left-handers.
0-1 the count. He takes outside. Grant Beckley looks at that one.
You know, it's hard to tell what kind of pitches they throw, but it almost looks like this kid might have a little bit of a screwball. That one appeared to tail away from Grant.
Yes, it did.
There's his curve.
He pops one up here back by the screen. The catcher has a chance, but he cannot hang on to it. He comes back reaching for it. Looked like he had a little trouble finding where the ball's at, John, and he reached for it and went right down through his arm.
Well, it was close to the screen, Jerry, so he had to play not only the ball but the screen. Ran into the screen and made the dive, but it bounced off his glove. One thing I noticed is Rick made the comment, this pitcher here, he really has not been hitting the strike zone very well, but he's getting enough movement on the ball that he's guessing, at least with Grant Beckley at the plate, he's keeping him guessing a little bit.
All right, Beckley now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count on him. He swings, drives one in the hole, left field. Overmeyer's going to round third. He's headed for the plate. Here comes the throw. And Overmeyer's in there to score the throw down to second base. Beckley in there, and he's going to be out.
Okay.
The pitcher, Tim Stoops, cut it off and fired it to second base as Beckley went to second on the throw to the plate. And a good throw. He threw it right where it had to be. And Beckley was out trying to stretch the single into a double, but St. Joe Central Catholic gets a run here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run on 2 hits and nobody left on. Our score at the bottom of the first inning in our Class A Regional Championship game. St. Joe Central Catholic 1, Jeromesville Hillsdale nothing.
The 818 Club in Fremont is pleased to support young Fremont athletes on their great spring sports season. Talk over the game the entire season and have your favorite beverage, sandwich, or a delicious meal. 818 is the gathering spot for Fremont area sports lovers. The great food and relaxing atmosphere combine to create the perfect environment for armchair coaches and umpires. Enjoy good conversation with the company of good friends along with your favorite foods from the 818 Club, Croghan Street, Fremont.
Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service has the qualified specialists and the facilities to serve Northwest Ohio. Call on Jim Amstutz, an account executive with 33 years experience. Jim Amstutz specializes in the forms of commercial insurance and received the CPCU designation in 1977. Call on Jim Amstutz at 332-2633. Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service will provide good, sound planning to set patterns for financial growth. Offices in Fremont and Perrysburg.
Whitey's Automotive salutes the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 boys baseball team. These are your glory days. Win or lose, it's the way you play the game. In the automotive business, you can count on Whitey's team effort to completely service your car, truck, or semi. They go the extra mile to service a whole fleet of transportation vehicles. They score more points with their 24-hour Turnpike authorized towing service with interstate towing authority for 5 states. Call 332-6471. Whitey's Automotive, 215 North Ohio Avenue, Fremont.
Back here at Castelia, Lions Park, Class A Regional Championship. St. Joe Central Catholic has a 1-0 lead, and Jeromeville leads it off here in the top of the second inning with their number 5 hitter, Scott Fix. He is their shortstop. Scott Fix comes into the ball game with a .322 batting average. He's a right-handed hitter. Blanton throws a pitch, and he fouls it back to the screen here in front of us. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Scott Fix.
You know, Jerry, it looks like Blanton is getting some pretty good velocity on the ball. It's kind of hard to tell, but on that last one there, we had a good angle on it, and his velocity's been pretty consistent.
Blanton ready to throw. There's a foul out of play up over here to our right. Good contingent of people from St. Joe Central Catholic here today. In fact, Jeromeville brought a few folks up here with them, too.
Yeah, there's a nice crowd from both sides here today.
And that's what it's all about. Beautiful day to come out and watch a baseball game, I'll tell you that.
Not like in Barberton the other day.
Boy, was that chilly up there. Pitch is up high and in tight from Blanton. We'll have a 2-2 count now against Scott Fix, the shortstop for Jeromeville Hillsdale. St. Joe Central Catholic, if they can win this thing this afternoon, we're headed for Columbus with them for the state championship. Another foul ball up and out of play here to our right, off to the first base side. 2-2 the count to Scott Fix.
You know, Jerry, I think one thing to keep an eye on, just, you know, most pitchers are usually used to working with about 4 days rest, and really he just threw on Wednesday, so he could tire as the game goes on, so I'm sure they'll have Jimmy Moore ready to come in or whoever else they need.
Well, one thing about it today, Mike Gobble will use a whole staff if he has to. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Got him low and outside, Jerry.
Got him on that outside corner.
Okay, we'd like to also tell you a special salute to the St. Joe Central Catholic baseball team from LP Furlong and Associates. They're 1204 West State Street in Fremont. They realize the importance of both boys and girls high school sports and their value to Fremont and their surrounding community. Also, Park Ohio Electric in Fremont has individually supported young athletes in Fremont for the past 15 years, and they are proud to be a part of the community effort to salute the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 baseball team.
Chad Stoops bounces one back towards second, Rady over, can't get it, goes out into center field for a base hit. Chad Stoops, his first trip to the plate this afternoon. He gets the second hit of the day for Jeromeville Hillsdale. I'll tell you what, Coach Barber, they come out here swinging that thing.
Yeah, well, and I think they should. Like you said, Jeff's got good control today, and he's been working to get ahead of the hitters. If I was the coach, I'd be telling him to go up there swinging.
Of course, I know when I was a catcher, even though my pitcher got hit like this, I always wanted to get ahead of those batters, and I wanted their best pitch, but I tried to get him to place that thing and maybe try to fool the batter if he was expecting something outside, throw him inside or something.
Jerry, you can't say enough about staying ahead of the hitters. Look what a difference it's made in Indian pitching this year.
Boy, you better believe it. Ball one here to Mark Overstock, up high. He takes another one, same spot, up high and inside a little bit. 2-0 the count now to Mark Overstock. His first appearance this afternoon at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the second inning for Jeromeville Hill. Bouncer right back to Blanton. He looks to second, throws down there. They got one young throws, and he throws it away against the screen. And Beckley's over there to back it up, though, and there's not going to be any advancement to second base, and that's what is so nice. That's what I like about this Beckley. Boy, that rascal's right down the line. That's what you're supposed to do. I've seen a lot of players today in high school baseball with a runner on like that, they wouldn't follow the play down. But Beckley's there, he is able to save the man from advancing.
You're right, and you know, that runner staying on first base makes a big difference. Keeps him out of scoring position and keeps the force alive.
You know, on that one right there, I couldn't tell if Young had enough time to get that runner, but the effort was a little high.
It was going to be close.
Well, coming to the plate now will be Brian Lambert, the catcher. His first opportunity this afternoon, and Brian Lambert, he's a 200 hitter. And Rick Barber and I commented on this part of the batting order. These guys in this kind of play sometimes scare the dickens out of you more than a big power hitter. The odds are in their favor that they're going to get some hits, Coach.
There he goes.
He swings. There's a throw to second base, and they got him.
What a throw.
Beautiful.
Great throw by Beckley. He put that thing right on the numbers.
Yep.
And out number 3, trying to steal was Mark Hoverstock. That will end the second inning of play. And in the second inning, no runs for Jeromesville. 1 hit, nobody left on as we move to the bottom of the second. Our score is St. Joe Central Catholic 1, Jeromesville Hillsdale nothing.
Heinz USA is proud to support high school coaches and high school athletes around the area. Their dedication and ambition to succeed can only be an asset to the community. The same type of dedication and ambition has made the Heinz Company the world's largest catch-up facility. It all started 50 years ago in 1937, and the H.J. Heinz Company has expanded and grown to become Heinz USA. In supporting the young people of today, we encourage the leaders of tomorrow. Heinz USA is proud to be a part of this community.
Get the best of the best for graduation. Sylvania from Fremont TV and Electronics, or FTE in Tiffin. Buy your special graduate a 13-inch Sylvania color set, a personal set to take along wherever a new career takes them. Now only $319.95. Choose the most wanted Sylvania VCR, now only $319.95. Or an always wanted Sylvania stereo, all for the graduate and all at your complete sales and rental center, Fremont TV and Electronics West State in Alger, or FTE 281 North Sandusky Street, Tiffin, where it's all happening.
Do you know that the auto parts experts, Buckeye Auto Parts, is also the area's PPG Ditzler automotive paint suppliers? Did you know that Buckeye Auto Parts also makes custom hydraulic hoses for farm, fleet, and industrial application? See them in Fremont, Fostoria, or Tiffin for quality automotive paint and paint supplies. And remember, Buckeye Auto Parts has the experience it takes to provide fast service and quality work for custom hydraulic hoses. Buckeye Auto Parts for auto parts, auto paints, custom hydraulic hoses. They're in Fremont, Fostoria, and Tiffin.
Well, back here at Castelia, first pitch of in the bottom of the second inning is fouled up against the screen here by Jeff Blanton. His first opportunity this afternoon.
We'd like to remind you that the management and staff of Field Dinner Floor Covering in downtown Fremont takes this opportunity to congratulate St. Joe and Ross athletes and their respective baseball seasons, the leaders of tomorrow.
We have a ball 1, strike 1 count now to Jeff Blanton. Be nice to see. I haven't had a chance to see Jeff really that much at the plate either, but looks like he can hit the ball. If he can come out here and get a hit or two this afternoon, boy, that'll even give him a little more confidence, Coach.
Oh, yeah. You like those pitchers that can help themselves by hitting, too.
He takes one up there around the old, a little bit underneath the chin, dusting him back a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, get him off that plate a little bit so maybe he can come outside on this pitch now.
Tim Stoops, the left-hander, ready to throw.
Now,
He bounced right up over his head and out over second. Blanton digging. He's going to be in there with an infield hit. At least that's what I'm going to give him, a high chopper. And for a minute there, as the ball reached the pitcher's glove, I had to wait to see when he come down whether he got it or not, because it just got over his head, and then a slow roller out to the second base after that.
Well, like we said, the infield's pretty hard, and it is a game of inches. Once it got over the pitcher, it was going to take a super play by the shortstop to get him. Yeah, I'd look for something to happen here, Jerry. They might want to get some movement here.
Tim Meek, the center fielder, left-hander. He swings at a high pitch. That would have probably been a ball, Coach, but Tim anxious, of course. This guy's he's an athlete.
Yes, he is a very good athlete. I'm sure he's not used to seeing too many left-handed pitchers either. This could be a little tough on him.
He gets one inside. I think he's going to ride. He's going to punt it, and he missed it. There's a throw to second base. Head first slide, and going to be out at second base is Jeff Blanton. And the key on that one was the fact that Meek was not able to get the bat in the ball.
Right. They had a bunt and run on there, and if you miss it, you put the runner in a bind there. He's got to keep going and try and slide in.
You know, you called that right, Rick, that they were going to try and do that. One thing I noticed also with the pitcher here is he's throwing a lot more heat this inning than he has breaking stuff. Both these first two batters throwing a lot more fastball.
Yeah, he's changed his philosophy a little bit.
All right, Tim Meek with a 2-strike count on him. Left-handed hitter against left-handed pitcher. Ball outside. had him up a little high, too. I think he may have had the corner on that one, Coach Barber, but he got it up a little high.
Yeah, a little high, I think.
Meek ready. He swings it on a bad pitch and goes down on strike. Tim Meek strikes out. Boy, it's tough. Left-handed pitchers against left-handed hitters, and you know, unless you're an exceptionally great left-handed hitter, they do struggle against left-handers more than right-handed hitters against right-handers.
You're right, because you just don't see that many left-handed pitchers, and you know, they're out of the ordinary, and it's tough on the left-handed batters.
Even Mel Hall will admit that, and,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to for a long time.
That's the first strikeout of the afternoon, however, for Stoops. He's now pitching to Mike Kelbley, the third baseman for St. Joe Central Catholic. Mike Kelbley batting .289 on the season, a right-handed hitter. Stoops ready to deliver, and there's a bouncing ball down to third base, picked up by Chad Stoops. The long throw, got him. Mike Kelbley bounces out. 5-3, Chad Stoops to Chris Bovington. And with that, that's the third out of the inning. And at the end of the second inning of play, it's still St. Joe Central Catholic 1 and Jeromeville Hillsdale nothing.
There are many reasons that you'll love shopping Great Scott. Price is just one. Take their deli bakery. You'll find fresh baked breads and rolls, mouth-watering cookies, tempting sweet rolls, pies, cakes, hand-packed cheese balls, and homemade stuff. Some of the best cooks in town can make your life easier. So shop at Great Scott, the deli bakery, today.
Every day is a savings day. Shop at Great Scott Goodwill Way.
Hurry to Spiel Dinners in downtown Fremont before you paint your home. Pittsburgh Paint's Spring Sale Spectacular features America's quality paint at big savings. Alkyd Oil Semi-Transparent Stain adds rustic beauty to exterior wood, and now only $13.99 a gallon. Exterior Latex Semi-Gloss House and Trim Paint covers beautifully and lasts for years, now only $16.49 a gallon. Plus, exterior sunproof oil-based house paint, now only $20.75 a gallon. The Pittsburgh Paint Spring Sale Spectacular ends June 1st. Hurry to Spiel Dinners, downtown Fremont.
Krogan Colonial, the bank that belongs to Fremont, salutes the young athletes of both Fremont Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic. Time, effort, and perseverance goes into making a great team, an athletic team or a banking team. Krogan Colonial's banking team concentrates on serving the financial needs of local Fremont people. And your money stays right here in the area, helping to build a better community. Your friends at Krogan Colonial congratulate Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic on their great baseball season.
All right, back here at Castelia, we get ready to start the third inning of play. Jeromeville Hillsdale at the plate. Leading off will be Brian Lambert. He was at the plate when Mark Hoverstock was throwing out, trying to steal second to end the inning. So Hoverstock leads it off here in the top of the third. He takes a pitch outside now. That evens the count at 1-1.
You know, Great Scott, your hometown's food store, is always supporting hometown athletics. The management and staff of both Great Scott stores in Fremont take this radio time to congratulate Fremont Ross Little Giants and St. Joe Central Catholic Streaks on their outstanding baseball season.
Hoverstock, by the way, is a .500 hitter. He hasn't had as many appearances, but he evidently knows what to do with that stick when he's up there 50% of the time. He took a pitch outside and low. Blanton, now here he's had a couple of low pitches here today, and this one particularly low and outside. He had a little trouble with that at Barberton on Wednesday, and that comes from the stride, doesn't it, Coach?
Right. You know, you get out of your groove a little bit, your stride might be off a little, cause you to overextend your arm a little bit.
Blanton ready to throw.
That's it.
He got him to swing and foul one back against the screen here. Beckley has to come back and chase it down a little bit. Even the count, though, at 2-2 now. Brian Lambert, the hitter. Top of the third inning of play. 1-0, St. Joe Central Catholic has the lead. The winner goes to Columbus, Cooper Stadium. Friday morning. Swing and a strike 3. Brian Lambert goes down on strikes here this afternoon in his first trip to the plate.
That's 5 strikeouts, Jerry, for Jeff Lamb.
He had 3 in the first inning. And, of course, he came back 1 there in the second. Now this one here to start the third inning of play, and they've all been swinging, Coach.
Yes, they have. That's a good sign.
Todd Wiltrout The second baseman fouls one off to the right side here, up over the St. Joe Central Catholic cheering section, and out of play. 1 strike to count on Wilhouse.
I'd like to remind you also that Buckeye Auto Parts in Fremont and Fall Story are proud to salute the young athletes around the area. Special congratulations to Fremont Ross and Fremont St. Joe on their 1988 baseball season from Buckeye Auto Parts.
Ball 1 outside Blanton's pitch. 1-1 to count to Todd Wiltrout, the second baseman. Wiltrout batting .304 on the year. He has no home runs. He's walked 6 times so far this year. He struck out 12 times on the season. Took a ball 2 on that one. 2-1 the count. Wiltrout, junior, 5'7", about 140-pounder, takes ball 3.
I don't know, Jerry, but I think this is only the second batter that he's been ball 3 on.
Well, he has to come in there right now. Wiltrout knows that.
Number 9 batter, you certainly don't want to give him a walk.
Certainly don't. Make him hit that ball.
Right.
Blanton ready to throw.
There it is.
And he put him on. Umpire called it ball 4. It had to be up high because...
Must have been.
It certainly must have been up high because it sure looked like it had the corner of the plate from back here.
Close. Okay, Jerry, this is what I think you start looking for. Now we're going back to the top of the order, and I always like to see what happens the second time through the lineup. You know, you've had a chance to gauge the pitcher a little bit, so I think we should keep an eye on it now.
First baseman ball of the afternoon for Jeff Blanton. He'll have to work from the stretch for the second time this afternoon. Brad Smith had a leadoff single to start the game this afternoon. Out over second. There's Beckley making that throw to first base again. But back in time is Wiltrout. Boy, he's a little guy. Standing up alongside of Scott Rady out there, looks like Mutt and Jeff. Rady at 6'4", and Wiltrout at 5'7". There's a throw to first by Blanton, but back in there is Wiltrout. They want to keep him out of scoring position here, maybe force Brad Smith into some kind of a bounce out, at least get that runner, lead runner at second. Here's a throw, and there's another hit to right field. It's going to be in the gap. It's going to go up against the... Well, it's going to be cut off by Reeve. He'll hold the runner at third as he gets it back into Brad Young, and that will hold Smith at first base, but we're going to have runners at the corners now for Jeromesville. Brad Smith with his second hit of the afternoon. Both times he went to the same spot. This time he got some a little bit of bat on it.
Yeah, he got it up in the air a little bit and out there in the gap. Nice play by Chris Reeve to cut it off before it could get to the fence. I'm sure they would have scored if it went through to the fence.
No doubt about that. Reeve did a great job. I thought it was going to go all the way to the fence, but Reeve over in a great defensive play to cut it off, and a good relay throw into Brad Young at second.
This would be a good chance here to see how Blanton is feeling at this point in the game. He's got 5 strikeouts already. He sure could use one right now, but he needs to throw some strikes.
Tim Stoops, the number 2 hitter, swings and misses for strike 1. I know Mike Gobble, the head coach, would like to get Blanton into the 6th inning at least, I would imagine.
I'm sure, you know, he'd like to get as much out of him as they can. I noticed they're playing in. Mike Kelbley's playing in at third, so they'll come to the plate on a ground ball to third, but they're playing back at second and short.
Tim Stoops, the pitcher, the number 2 hitter. He bunts it down third base side. Kelbley comes in, looks, he's going to throw to first, and he got him! And they hold the runner at third base. Boy, and right there's where the 6'4" frame of Scott Rady came in handy.
You better believe it did. It saved a base runner there.
Well, what happened when Kelbley came in on the ball real nice, but he had trouble getting it out of his glove, and then he really didn't release it very strongly towards first base. A real close call.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, you know, they were playing right. They guessed they were going to bunt, having the third baseman in. The runner couldn't break off third at all. I think that was, they were going to try and score him on that, but Mike was in.
You know, and on a play like that, you know, that's where your hitter should be able to control the bunt a little bit better. If he'd have drugged that thing down first base line, he'd have hit,
right.
The run would have scored for sure.
Right. He bunted it right into the St. Joe defense. Good job by Mike Kelbley, and the coach is getting it set up.
Chris Bovington, the number 3 hitter, left-handed hitter. He takes up high. Bovington batting .483 on the season. Bovington, by the way, so far this year has 6 home runs. He leads in that category. The nearest man to him would be Tim Stoops with 3. There's a foul out of play right up to our left and behind us.
The bank that belongs to Fremont salutes the 88 baseball teams that belong to Fremont and their outstanding seasons. Crown Colonial Bank congratulates Fremont Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic, the young leaders of tomorrow.
All right, down here, 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Bovington. Left-handed hitter against Jeff Blanton, the right-handed pitcher. Blanton delivers from the windup, pitches up high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right now is when you got to get some kind of an out. Like get this guy to bounce out, fly out or something, get out of this inning. St. Joe Central Catholic leads it 1-0, top of the 3rd inning of play. Class A Regional Championship. There's a swing and a miss. They're thrown to 3rd, and Hank Kelly hung on the ball and had him. He's chasing the ball down. The runner's going to come on to score. Unfortunately, the ball got away from Kelbley, but he's able to score. That ties up the game here now at 1-all. Well, you can't fault the catcher on that. You can't really fault Mike Kelbley. They were both doing their job as one of those things. That's part of the game. A break. That's what you call a break.
That's right. Now they just got to bounce back and hold this runner to 3rd. The runner from first moved around to 3rd on the play.
2 outs. Bovington, the hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and there's a foul off to the left side again. He'll have another opportunity, keeping himself alive.
You know, there has to be an error given there. I don't know who it went to, but, you know, those errors you can live with. I mean, it's good aggressive baseball. It's just too bad that we couldn't hold on to the ball.
1-1. We're all tied up, top of the 3rd inning. Blanton to throw. There's a pop-up to the infield. Rady calling for it. Jeff Rady at second base, and he makes the catch. But it's about 2 pitches too late because Jeromesville comes up with 1 run, and they had 1 hit in that inning, and they have 1 man left on. At the middle of the 3rd inning of play, it's St. Joe Central Catholic 1, Jeromesville 1.
Park Ohio Electric in Fremont has manufactured electrical products since 1973 and has been actively supporting St. Joseph Central Catholic High School athletes for 15 years. Building a successful ball team requires the effort of each individual. Building a good community requires the work and cooperation of business, industry, and individuals. Park Ohio Electric is working to build a good community by supporting the students of today, our leaders of tomorrow. Park Ohio Electric, 231 North Stone Street, Fremont.
LP Furlong and Associates takes this opportunity to congratulate the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 boys baseball team. Building a successful ball team is comparable to building a successful business. All the same qualities are needed by individuals involved, and teamwork is essential. LP Furlong and Associates, 1204 West State Street, supports high school athletics as an asset to Fremont and surrounding community. They realize the importance of both boys and girls high school athletics.
Getting ready for graduation, proms, vacation, and other special occasions? Get off to a great start by stopping in the Dumminger Photo for some Kodacolor gold film. There's simply no better way to picture your life. Then bring your film back to Dumminger Photo for quality photo finishing, because Dumminger Photo is a member of the Kodak Color Watch system. So you'll get great personal attention with every order. Looking for a great start and a great finish? Come to Dumminger Photo, 901 East State Street today. Get the picture?
All right, Jeff Rady at the plate. He takes a strike call here as we start the bottom of the third inning. We're tied 1-1. And Tim Stoops throws down low. The Falcons of Jeroneville Hillsdale scored a run there in the bottom of the, the top of the third inning of play to tie it up. St. Joe Central Cali scored one back in the first inning on a couple of hits. We're tied at 1-1. Jeff Brady's first trip to the plate here this afternoon. He swings and fouls one right back up over our right shoulder and out of play. 2-strike count now to Jeff Brady. As Coach Rick Barber just mentioned during the inning, the break there, that Jeff's a good hitter, but he just seems to be struggling, Coach.
Yeah, just a little bit right now. You know, maybe you've seen a curveball pitcher, then you've seen a lot of fastball pitchers. Maybe he'll be able to time one here.
Of course, he drilled one up there at Barberton, slapped one out at 400 feet at least. Swing and a miss, hung on to by the catcher. Looked like he got a piece of it, but a strikeout for Tim Stoops. That's going to be his second strikeout of the afternoon. First for Rady today. We have one out in the bottom of the third inning of play. Chris Reevy comes to the plate for his first appearance this afternoon. Chris Reevy is a .313 batter. He drilled one into center field for a base hit, right between the shortstop, Brad Smith, and second base. Chris Reevy, boy, that's good, solid hit right there, Coach.
He jumped on that one. You know, I think that was a curveball hung up a little high, and he was ready for it, jumped right on it.
You're right, Rick, because he did throw the breaking ball, but it didn't break.
No.
And it just laid out there long enough. Fremont TV and Electronics on West State and Alger, NFT and Tiffin support young athletes around the area. See them to buy or rent to own TVs, stereos, VCRs, appliances, and furniture.
Well, you know, Coach Barber, you were mentioning there during the break also that now we'll see what happens when the top of the order gets up there for the second time. And it's nice that Reevy led off with a hit.
Right.
Brad Young now, the leadoff hitter for St. Joe Central Catholic, in there for his second look today. He bounced out first baseman to the pitcher on a great play that looked like it might be an infield hit for Brad. Great play by Stoops, saved it. Brad lets the one outside, gets away from the catcher, Lambert, and going down to second base will be Reevy. Chris Reevy moves on down to second base as that low outside pitch bounced away from Lambert.
I'll tell you, Jerry, Brad Young's probably the best contact hitter on the team, so look for something here to happen maybe. Of course, they got the runner down to second. That's the way they hit and run.
And, of course, it's going to depend upon the kind of jump he gets, but looks like Smith's going to keep him there. There's a head into center field for a base hit. Reevy rounds. They're going to hold him.
All right, that's a good throw in from center field to keep him at third base.
Well, what prevented him from scoring was, like Coach Barber just said, good contact hitter, and he hit it out there so quickly.
Right, he got out there in such a hurry, and Chris had a little trouble. Looked like he was going to miss third base coming in. He had to take a little hop step, and I think Coach Gobble held him up wisely there.
Well, now, with a great speed at first base, Brad Young, you can bet that he's going to be running, and if Lambert hadn't better mess around with the ball here, because you can bet they're going to have Reevy if he can get a good jump here at third base. If they do throw through, there's a fly ball to the right field side up into the air by Overmar. It's going to be caught by the first baseman, Bovington. And that will hold Reevy at third base. 2 outs now, and that keeps Young at first base also. Jeff Overmar pops out to the first baseman. Unfortunately, that ball couldn't have been hit on the line or something to the outfield.
Yeah, it wasn't deep enough to get anything out of the runner on third. I think we can look for Brad to be running now with 2 outs. I think you'll want to try and get him down to second base.
All right, Scott Rady comes to the plate, the big first baseman. Scott Rady, a .400 hitter, left-handed hitter against left-handed pitcher. Young out to the cut of the grass. There's a pitch high and outside. Lambert fakes the throw down to first base. Young goes back in there, not really scrambling in. He likes to see Lambert throw the ball down there. We have to watch Reevy, see how well he gets off third base also. Young again out there just short of the cut of the grass. There's a drive to left field, to right field rather. It's going to be over his head. It's going to be up against the fence. That's going to score for him. Brad Young coming around the fence. And he's headed for the plate. Young is going to score. And down into second base with a 2-base hit is Scott Rady.
Hit the fence on one bounce, Jerry, and what he did, he forced the pitcher to throw him a strike where he wanted it, got out in front of it, and right fielder slightly misjudged the ball, but really, it really carried well.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get it anyhow. Another good, two-out key hit. There's that clutch hitting we talked about the other day, Jerry.
You know, Coach Barber looked like, again, that ball up a little bit around those letters, and Rady got it and drilled it.
You'll find out any pitcher, I don't care how good they are or what level you are. If you get the ball up, you're asking for trouble.
All right, 2 outs. You know, that's when all the action happened at Barberton.
Right.
In the 3rd inning of play, St. Joe had 2 outs, and they scored 3 runs in, and they've come up with 2 here with 2 outs in the bottom of 3rd in this game. Lambert wants time out quickly he wants to talk with his pitcher.
Heinz USA supports the young Fremont athletes and sends congratulations on a great 88 baseball season. Heinz USA salutes the leaders of tomorrow. Jerry, you know, right now, St. Joe's in a good situation because even though there's 2 outs, they've got a man in scoring position, and Grant Beckley, who's been a proven leader, senior leader and good hitter for this team. And they just had a little meeting on the mound, and if St. Joe gets their confidence going like this, they're going to have to really, really be careful on the side of what they're going to do and what they're going to try and pull off against.
Plate umpire broke that meeting up in a hurry, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Well, it's hot out here, you know.
I'm sure Stoops was a little upset, too. He gave up a big hit to a left-handed batter, which I'm sure surprised him.
All right, Grant Beckley, the cleanup hitter, drills one down to the shortstop. It goes right through the leg. And here comes Rady around the plate, around 3rd, headed for the plate, and he's going to get in there standing up.
Good hustle by Rady, because when he rounded 3rd, it looked like Mike singled him to go in, but then he gave him the sign to hold up. Yeah. And, of course, it was too late, and he didn't see it.
Right.
Well, Grant Beckley, again, though, hitting the ball hard. And it wasn't one of those bouncing balls. It took about 1 clean bounce as it hit to the dirt part of the infield. Scott Fix looked for it to come up and stay down on him, went right between his legs.
Exactly right. Stayed down and went through his legs, and we'll take it.
Goes down as an E6, but in this point of the season, you'll take every kind of opportunity you can to get on base. St. Joe has come up with 3 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They take a 4-1 lead now. They were ahead 1-0 until the top of the 3rd when Jeromesville scored. There's a pitch down low now to Jeff Blanton. Blanton up for his 2nd time this afternoon. That's 2 balls on him. Blanton in the 1st inning singled right up over the pitcher's head and out over 2nd base. And then he was thrown out trying to steal. He swings at a high pitch for strike 1. Blanton wanted to jump on that one, Coach Barber.
Yeah, well, once again, those high pitches, they look like good pitches to hit, too, but you got to learn to stay off. A lot of times they just go up in the air.
Grant Beckley down at, there's a bouncer by Blanton to the 3rd base side and foul. So he'll have another opportunity here with a 2-2 count.
In the game of automotive service, Whitey's Automotive is your best defense. Call 332-6471 for 24-hour Turnpike authorized towing service. Whitey's congratulates the high school athletes in Fremont, both boys and girls.
Grant Beckley at first, 2 men out, 3 runs across the plate already here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Grant gets that lead just short of the cut of the grass. Now he backs up a little bit. As Stoops looked over there, Grant made a break back to first, and the pitch was up high.
You know, Jerry, he's been coming up high on everything, and I think it looks like Stoops is losing a little bit of intensity on his breaking ball, forcing him to throw the fastball, and of course, St. Joe's starting to hit him.
3-2, now he throws to first base, and Grant, no problem getting back there. I don't know whether they have the book on St. Joe or not, but, John, they don't want Grant to run. He can run, too. He has good wheels.
Sure does.
Stoops steps off the mound now, walks off into the grass portion of the infield and wipes that ball up a little bit.
Well, I think we saw earlier there, Jerry, that both catchers in this game have good arms, so I'm sure they're just a little leery. You've got a 3-run lead here now, and he probably wants to keep the bat in Jeff's hands, let him see what he can do here.
Danny Huffman, the assistant coach of St. Joe, are talking to Beckley. There he goes. He's running, and he's going to be in there standing. It was a 3-2 count, and it was a ball 4 outside. In fact, it went all the way back to this. Looked like going back screen. I guess he hung on to it, but we have runners now at 1st and 2nd. Beckley down at 2nd base and Blanton at 1st.
Remember, Daniel James Insurance and Financial Services, we need a qualified insurance specialist or professional financial planner. Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service salutes the high school athletes around the area with special congratulations to St. Joe Central Catholic Streaks and, of course, the Fremont Ross Little Giants.
That is the first walk of the afternoon by Tim Stoops. Tim Meek up there now, the left-handed hitter. He struck out the first time against the left-handed pitcher. He takes a curveball inside corner for a strike. Now that's the kind that if he ever learns how to step back a little bit, grab those inside pitches and jerk them.
Yeah. Nice job here by Stoops here. You know, he came inside, hit the inside corner. Now he goes out away from him. He's got him in the hole.
Well, he remembers that Meek went after a couple curveballs the first time, but on that first one, that's probably the best breaking ball he's threw in the whole game. It really bent.
2-strike count on Meek. Pitch is up high for a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Looks to me like, too, Tim right now, he's backed away from the plate quite a bit, Coach, as far as that goes. And sometimes maybe on a left-handed pitcher like that, it's smart to move up tighter to the plate. Yeah. There's a swing and a foul ball off
a piece of it.
Off the plate.
Yeah, like we said before, I'm sure he hasn't seen a whole lot of left-handed pitchers this year, and I'm sure it looks a little different to him.
Tim is saying that the ball hit him, and he asked the plate umpire about it, and the plate umpire goes out to talk with the first base umpire, and I think they're going to say nothing doing. Tim said it hit him on the hand, and he's still saying that, but the plate umpire conferring with that first base umpire, Bob Smith, and they say no. Plate umpire is Randy Bachman, Bob Smith at first, Jim Vulich down at third base. Jim Meek, the hitter. 2 strikes on him. He hits one down towards second base. Wiltrout picks it up, throws to first, and Meek is out at first. Second to first, 4-3. That's the end of the third inning of play, but St. Joe Central Catholic comes up with 3 runs in the bottom of the third on 3 hits and 2 men left on. At the end of 3 innings of play, our score, St. Joe Central Catholic 4, Jeromesville Hillsdale 1.
The St. Joe Central Catholic Boosters Club and its 1,300-plus members congratulate the Streets baseball team for its fine performance with a special salute to the boys and girls track team, the girls softball team, and the boys tennis team. The Boosters thank their many patrons who sponsor SJCC athletic programs and booster fundraisers. Special thanks to the Fremont Eagles for donating over $4,000 worth of equipment to the band. Good luck to all the young athletes in the Fremont area from the SJCC Boosters Club.
If there's one thing you want when it comes to car service, it's dependability, and that's where Spangler Motor Sales Service Department shines. They're the service professionals, people who measure up to Chrysler Motors' high standards for technical training, facilities, and equipment, and most importantly, customer satisfaction. Spangler Motor Sales Service professionals did all that, and that's why you can depend on them. Don't settle for less than the best. See Spangler Motors in Oak Harbor. The 818 Club in Fremont is pleased to support young Fremont athletes on their great spring sports season. Talk over the game, the entire season, and have your favorite beverage, sandwich, or a delicious meal. 818 is the gathering spot for Fremont area sports lovers. The great food and relaxing atmosphere combine to create the perfect environment for armchair coaches and umpires. Enjoy good conversation with the company of good friends, along with your favorite foods from the 818 Club, Croghan Street, Fremont.
All right, back here at Castelia, we move into the top of the 4th inning of play. It's a 4-1 ball game. St. Joe Central Catholic has a lead. Of course, they're the home team this afternoon here, as the bracket made it available for them to be the home team. Unfortunately, they will not be the home team Friday morning down at Cooper Stadium in Columbus if they make it to the state semifinals. But we don't care. We just want to make it there, and we'll take them after that one out at a time, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Home visitors, just so we're there. It doesn't matter.
All right, to step in there is Kyle Knight, a .370 batting average. He bounces one to Brad Young, moves over, picks it up, throws to first, got him. Nice play, Brad Young, moving towards that second base bag. In fact, almost in the bag. Made a nice clean pickup of it, and a good strong arm for out number 1 in the top of the 4th inning.
Spangler Motor Sales in Oak Harbor salutes the young athletes of the area. Congratulations, Streets and Little Giants. Spangler Motor Sales in Oak Harbor, they don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Scott Fix, the shortstop, batting .322, steps into the plate now for Jeromesville. Fix, by the way, he's a little guy too, 5'8", 170-pounder. Oh, that's right.
Wait a minute.
John Cullen's 5'8", we just called him a midget, didn't we?
And 170 pounds, too. Oh, my goodness.
Pitch outside here for ball 2.
Jerry, there's a big inning for Blanton right now. He's got a lead, and he's got to make sure that he doesn't let up. He just bears down and throws strikes and makes these guys hit the ball.
Well, we're into the 4th inning of play now. Like we said, I'm quite sure that Coach Mike Gobble would like to get another good, strong 2 innings out of him, if at all possible. 3-0 the count, though. We can't let those leadoff hitters like this get on now, Coach.
Well, we got the first man out on 1 pitch, but now he's went 3-0 here.
And he has to come up with a couple of pitches. And, of course, when I was catching, I would call for his best pitches. I knew the batter would be looking for the fastball or the curveball, whatever was the best. But, boy, I just wanted him to throw it hard and tight. Give it to me low and inside is where I wanted on this pitch, because they look for the outside pitch. Blanton throws right down the middle and got him. You know, generally they're going to let guys look at least the first pitch. And now, again, the batter normally will look for the best pitch to the outside. But like I said, I always like to kind of bring him in there tight.
Right.
And he did.
There it is.
He jammed him and he fouled it up.
They're either listening to you or something's going on.
Well, I don't know. Grant Beckley is a heads-up catcher, and I think Grant realizes that too.
Sure. Well, you know, we've got the lead by 3 runs, and like you said, a walk's as good as a hit. You don't want to put anybody on free. If they're going to get on, and make them earn it.
3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Jeff Blanton is going all the way here so far this afternoon. Started out strong with 3 strikeouts in the first inning. There's a liner back to Young. Bad hop, and he picks it up. And he got him.
Good play.
Great play, John.
Well, Jerry, what it did is that ball kind of hung out there. That one off the hand, and he just waited to see where he was in relation to the ball before he made a move. Waited for the hop, which is a low hop. Picked it up and rifled it to first base.
Well, it looked like it hit just beyond the grass part of the infield into the dirt, and I don't know whether it looked like a little puffy part of dirt or something, Coach.
I think it was a squibber right off the end of his bat. He was a little fool, and it hit in the dirt and then died and flipped over on Brad. He did a nice job to stay right with it.
Possibly hit the edge of the grass and the dirt at the same time, too, but it really flattened out. Brad stayed right down on it. There's a bouncing foul ball down the third base side and out into the left field.
I'll let you know that St. Joe Central Catholic Booster Club, Jerry, has donated over $300,000 in the last 42 years to St. Joe Athletics. This year alone, they gave the school $18,500. It's obvious that they support young people in Fremont, of course, students and athletes at Fremont St. Joe Central Catholic.
Chad Stoops, first time up today. Chad Stoops got on via a base hit, and then he was thrown out at second base.
I tell you, Jerry, in that last batter, you know, he had him 3-0 and then got him out. You always like to see that. That's a good job.
He threw 3 pitches in there and got the first one a call strike, and then he jammed him tight, and the last time he made him hit the ball. Here's a pitch by Blanton. There's another one hit back to Young at shortstop, moves to his right, picks it up, and a good strong throw, and he's out at first base. All 3 outs here in the 4th inning went to Brad Young. 6-3, and Chad Stoops is retired. In the top of the 4th inning of play for Jeromeville Hillsdale. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Our score as we move into the bottom of the 4th, St. Joe Central Catholic 4, Jeromeville Hillsdale nothing.
Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service has the qualified specialists and the facilities to serve Northwest Ohio. Check with Daniel James Vice President, Mr. Ron Blackburn, a certified insurance counselor with 30 years experience. Ron Blackburn specializes in commercial, property, and casualty coverage. Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service provides good, sound planning to set patterns for financial growth. Call on Ron Blackburn at 332-2633. Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service, Fremont, Perrysburg.
Whitey's Automotive salutes the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 boys baseball team. These are your glory days. Win or lose, it's the way you play the game. In the automotive business, you can count on Whitey's team effort to completely service your car, truck, or semi. They go the extra mile to service a whole fleet of transportation vehicles. They score more points with their 24-hour Turnpike authorized towing service with interstate towing authority for 5 states. Call 332-6471. Whitey's Automotive, 215 North Ohio Avenue, Fremont.
Heinz USA is proud to support high school coaches and high school athletes around the area. Their dedication and ambition to succeed can only be an asset to the community. The same type of dedication and ambition has made the Heinz Company the world's largest catch-up facility. It all started 50 years ago in 1937, and the H.J. Heinz Company has expanded and grown to become Heinz USA. In supporting the young people of today, we encourage the leaders of tomorrow. Heinz USA is proud to be a part of this community.
Third baseman Mike Kebley leads off the bottom of the fourth inning for St. Joe. Bounces one down to Fix at short. Long throw for him, and he gets him. Fix, he really looked like the little guy at 5'8". I'm sorry, John Cullen, but he had to put all the mustard behind that. You have a stronger arm than that, don't you?
Oh, well, Jerry, I played shortstop and third base, and the biggest thing is getting the ball out of your glove quick enough if your arm's not strong enough. But he got it over there in time. Of course, Kelby, maybe not one of the quicker runners, but he did get down the line quickly.
4-1 our score, bottom of the fourth inning of play. Hitter now is Jeff Rady. Jeff Rady struck out in the first inning of play.
I'll tell you, Jerry, I think this is a big inning for Stoops. He went through about 7 batters last inning. He threw a lot of pitches. If we make him struggle again this inning, we could see a pitching change.
Stoops throws, and Rady swings and misses.
He had a nice cut at the ball, too.
Rady's a right-handed hitter.
I want to tell you that Dumminger photo, see them for all your photographic needs at 901 East State Street in Fremont. They salute all the athletes from Ross and St. Joe.
And Rady swings and foul, tips one back, hung on to by Brian Lambert. But it's strike 2 against Jeff Rady.
Went 2 straight fastballs there after starting him off with a curve. I think he was looking for curves that time.
Now, you better be looking for a curve this time.
I think so.
And I would look for a slider, actually, one down and inside.
Yeah, he's been working him outside.
But he might throw him out. I wouldn't throw him outside, no way. But and he doesn't. He jams him, and he hits it up into the air in center field. Had he had that one down a little bit, Coach, he would have gave that one right up against the fence at least.
Yeah, he just got under it a little bit.
I want to let you know also the 818 Club on Krogan Street in Fremont invites you to rehash the game and the season with your favorite beverage, sandwich, and delicious meal. The 818 to push young Fremont athletes in a great baseball season.
Now here comes the guy that started the third inning of play, the big third inning. Chris Reevy led off with a single, and Brad Young singles. Rady, and here's a bouncer. It got by the pitcher, Stoops, and they're not going to get Reevy. He's able to leg it out. A bouncing ball past the pitcher, Stoops, and Will Trout could not get in time to throw him out at first base. And again, Reevy on at first.
That's 2 straight hits out of your number 9 batter. You like to see that.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, then with 2 outs, you've got a good contact hitter, Brad Young, at the plate.
Right.
He made things happen last time in this situation.
With 2 outs. All right, Brad Young, the left-handed hitter, steps in there. Brad Young batting .513 on the season. He swings, drills one into right field for a base hit. Reevy around second, headed for third. Young makes a turn. They throw it to Will Trout, and he'll cut it off and run it into the infield.
He got good contact on that one, Jerry. I mean, that ball was in on him just a little bit, but he got around on it quickly. Really hit him hard on that one.
Brad Young, this young guy is going to, not putting anything aside on any of the other players, but Brad Young, for the last couple of years, we've been hearing so much about his baseball talent that he was going to be playing possibly some pro ball someday if he worked hard at it. He has a number of colleges looking at him now, and don't be surprised if you hear about this young guy playing baseball at a major college here next year if everything goes right. If he gets that opportunity, I hope they give him a good chance because he'll make him a good player. Brad Young, we're going to have to, I'll tell you more about that here a little bit later. In a couple of months, we'll see him also again. There's a pitch down low. Young running, and he's going to be in there safe. He steals second base. Lambert with a throw, a pretty good throw, a little bit late getting it down there, John.
Well, it looked like it was on the shortstop side of second base, and Brad did a good hook slide coming down the right side and got in there pretty well. It was fairly close play, though.
Yeah, I think the shortstop was definitely keeping an eye on the runner on third, and he was ready to come back to the plate with a throw if he broke.
Reevy did not come to the plate, though. He stayed there. 2 outs, 2 on. And there's a bouncer out over the pitcher's head into center field for a base hit. That'll score a couple more. Young coming around third. Headed for the plate. He'll score standing up. And on at first base with the base hit is Jeb Overmeyer.
Hey, you'll take him anywhere you can get him. And St. Joe's been hitting him up the middle that time. Overmeyer really didn't get a lot on it, but it bounced it past there. And, of course, both the infielders being tentative at their positions.
And there the stolen base gets us another run.
The Streaks now out on top 6-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning of play. And Scott Reedy at the plate. He had a double the last inning to drive in a couple. He'll take outside. There's a throw down to first base, and back in there's Overmeyer on a head-first dive. Eating some dirt on that one, Coach.
Exactly. That's exactly what he got. I want to let you know that a special salute to St. Joe Central Catholic from LP Furlong and Associates. They're at 204 West State Street, and they realize the importance of boys and girls high school sports and their value to Fremont and the surrounding community.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, you know, clutch hitting again. 2 outs and a hit by Overmeyer there.
Scott Rady takes down low for ball. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, the Streaks with only 4 hits in the last game. I don't have a scorebook, but they're hitting the ball very well today.
Well, so far I have them for 8 hits in the ball game, up high now to Scott Rady. I told Danny Huffman and Mike Gobble before the game, I says, Coach, you guys won the game on Wednesday with only 4 hits, and I says, you know your team is a better hitting ball club than that. I says, maybe they saved them for today. They needed them, and so far they've had them, and they're wrapping it, Coach.
And they're making them count, too.
Scott Rady up there with a 2-0 count on him. Ready, the left-hander takes for ball 3. That is ball 4, I'm sorry.
Rady made him work for that one, Jerry, and that's what you want to do in a situation like this with the team behind. And it looks like the coach is coming to the mound. He's going to either talk to him or they're going to make a change.
I would imagine we're going to see a change here because Coach Barber made a good observation in the last inning, or at the start of this inning, that if he got in trouble here facing 7 batters last inning, and if he got in trouble this one, we would probably see a change. And he has his lineup card out right now, looking to see what, you know, these guys are scouted. He had a guy scouting St. Joe down at Westerville, or Barberton on Wednesday, and he's looking over right now the hitters coming up and what they've done in the past and averages. He knows what Stoops does, and he's looking around the infield right now, looking to the outfield. The umpire, Randy Bachman's going to come out. Looks like he's going to stay with him, and I think what he's telling him now, get us out of this inning, guy. And he has somebody down there warming up now at the end of the bullpen, and start of the next inning, we'll probably see a new pitcher.
Yeah, I don't think he's struggled here, and I haven't charted how many pitches, but he's thrown an awful lot of pitches in the 3rd and now here in the 4th inning.
Of course, he's got Beckley at the plate and Blanton after him with guys on 1st and 2nd. And I think you're right. One more out in this inning, and this will probably be all we'll see of Stoops today.
Well, Beckley had a single the last time up. No, I'm sorry. He hit that shot to shortstop that went right through his legs on that real low liner. But I'll tell you what, Grant Beckley is a .402 hitter, and he can make contact. He leads the team in home runs with 6. Good. And if Tim Stoops gets one up there high like he did to Rady, I'll tell you what, this young man is going to give it a 330-foot, at least 330-foot ride.
And Stoops, he's tired now. He's having trouble locating the plate now.
Last pitch is up high. There's a hit down into third baseline, past the third baseman, Chad Stoops. Coming around third and scoring is Overmeyer, going into third, and safe there will be Scott Rady. And Coach, that was pretty close down there.
Well, Jerry, what happened was Grady was coming in and didn't see the ball. The ball came right on him. He got tagged. His foot was on the base, but then his foot was off the base by about 3 inches, and he snuck it back on the bag.
That throw might have been going to the plate. I'm not sure it wasn't. And the third baseman reached up and
He reached up and got it, and they almost got Rady at third base.
Yes, they did.
Park Ohio Electric in Fremont has individually supported young athletes in Fremont for the past 15 years, and they are proud to be a part of a community effort to salute the St. Joe Central Catholic 88 baseball team.
At the plate now is Jeff Blanton. He has a hit and a walk this afternoon, so he's batting an even 1,000 here today, 1 for 1. And for the year, Jeff Blanton, he's so far this year 6-1 as far as pitching. His ERA is 2.23. Not bad numbers.
I'll tell you, Jerry, I'm really surprised that they haven't made a change because obviously
I am too.
We've hit him pretty hard. Unless he's their ace and he just doesn't have anybody else to go to.
And I think you kind of got that one. And in fact, I'll get a quick check on that here for you. I wanted to quickly get Blanton his batting average 375 on the season. He hits one up foul off to our right here.
You know, Stoops might be getting tired, but he's got his mind in the game because he remembers the last 2 times that Blanton's been up, he's been able to challenge him on those high fastballs, and Jeff went for him, and the last 2 pitches have been that. Yeah. But he's lost confidence in his breaking ball. If he throws a good breaking ball right now, he might catch Jeff Felipe.
I do not have any pitching stats on Jeromeville. I popped fly into just short of the infield, rather, and back to make a catch on that pop fly by Blanton was the second baseman, Will Trout. So Blanton flies out to the second baseman for the third out in the inning, but not after St. Joe comes up with 3 more runs in the fourth inning of play. And they did so on 4 hits, 3 runs on 4 hits, and we had 2 men left on base. But at the end of the fourth inning of play, our score is Fremont St. Joe 7, Jeromeville 1.
Get the best of the best for graduation. Sylvania from Fremont TV and Electronics, or FTE in Tiffin. Buy your special graduate a 13-inch Sylvania color set, a personal set to take along wherever a new career takes them. Now only $319.95. Choose the most wanted Sylvania VCR, now only $319.95. Or an always wanted Sylvania stereo, all for the graduate and all at your complete sales and rental center, Fremont TV and Electronics West 8 in Alger, or FTE 281 North Sandusky Street, Tiffin, where it's all happening.
Need a part for your car or truck? You can get the part for your vehicle more quickly from Buckeye Auto Parts, the auto parts experts. Area mechanics and dealers have been relying on Buckeye Auto Parts since 1941 for top-quality name-brand auto parts. See Buckeye Auto Parts, the auto parts experts in Fremont, Fostoria, and Tiffin. They must be doing something right. Customers keep coming back year after year, again and again. Buckeye Auto Parts, the auto parts experts. Salute all the young athletes in the Fremont area.
Great Scott has great buys for Memorial Day. 12-pack cans, regular or diet Pepsi, Pepsi free or sliced, just $2.49 with $10 purchase. Fresh 80% lean ground beef chuck, 5 pounds or more, $1.39 a pound. Florida watermelon, 19 cents a pound. Flip the coupons for Great Scott buns and ice cream, Ruffles chips, Campbell's pork and beans, and Oscar Mayer wieners. And Great Scott will be open all day Memorial Day.
Shop the Great Scott Granville way.
All right, Jeromeville, Hillsdale up in the top of the 5th inning of play. They trail 7-1. St. Joe Central Catholic right now pretty good control, and Jeff Blanton throws a strike. And his first pitch here of the 5th inning to Mark Hoverstock. A hit.
I'll tell you, Jerry, right now, another strike. Jeff, just what Jeff should do. He's got a 6-run lead. You just want to go right at him with strikes. Nothing fancy, just make him hit it.
This Hillsdale Ball Club, their softball team is playing for regional championship this afternoon, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pitch is up high and tight now. In fact, their softball team is 2-time state champs before the ball game, and they're trying for the third one here, trying to get into the state for the third time. There's a pop foul to the right side. Looks like it's going to go out of play. It does.
Souvenir.
Almost. Just missed the fans from St. Joe Central Catholic there to the right. St. Joe today in that first base dugout.
I'd like to let you know the management and staff of Field Dinners Floor Covering in downtown Fremont. I'd like to congratulate St. Joe Central and Fremont Ross and their teams and their young athletes, and also Great Scott, your hometown food store, is always supporting hometown athletics. They buy this radio time to congratulate the Giants and the Streaks on their outstanding baseball season.
All right, here's a high pop up to the infield. Brad Young comes in to make the catch off the bat of Mark Hoverstock for the first out in the 5th inning of play. A number of people have been asking about Jeromeville, where they're from. They are located on Route 89, going north and south, just southeast of Ashland, about halfway between Ashland and Worcester. They're located about 75 miles from here. They're just located a little bit above Route 30, about a little north of Route 30 as you head into Worcester. In Ashland County, there's a bouncer back to Young at short, picks it up, throws to Rady for out number 2. Brian Lambert, the catcher, bouncing out 6-3 for out number 2.
You know, Blanton's really bearing down on him, Jerry, and he's keeping the ball lower here in this inning than he had the previous 2.
Jerry, that's 5 straight plays that Brad's been involved in at shortstop. Last inning, 3 assists, and put out an assist this inning.
That tells you one thing, Coach. Your pitcher is throwing the ball well.
Right, keeping it down, making them hit it on the ground, and your fielders are making the plays.
Blanton ready to throw. The big right-hander throws one past the second baseman, Todd Wiltrout, for a strike 1 call. I tell you what, Brad Young booted one at Barberton. Tough play. That took a high, well, wicked bounce and a mound last week, but he doesn't boot very many, I'll tell you.
And not knocking anything, but that field at Barberton wasn't that good a field. This is a very nice facility.
Oh, this is, and of course this one's awful dry, as the people here have been saying. There's a foul fly down the right field side, and nobody's going to be able to get to that one. Ball's going to stay in the playing field, though, because it's big. But there, Jack Kaufman, I was talking to him yesterday, the guy that's really in charge of this, and of course Phil Seedy, the tournament manager and AD here at Margaretta. I'll tell you what, he says it's awful dry, and right now they don't have any way of getting water to it. But boy, this thing, and it's beautiful grass, and it's a beautiful ballpark.
It is.
Jeff Blanton on a mound here, trying to get Todd Wiltrot out. He has 2 strikes on him right now. Again, little guy standing in there, right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitching Blanton. He throws a pitch inside. Randy Bachman, the umpire, says.
You know, on that particular pitch, Jerry, that's the first time I've seen Blanton wave off a signal by Beckley. First time in this game that he's waved off. He might have wanted to try and throw a breaking ball to him or something, but he came with the fastball.
He strikes him out. Ball 2 inside. If he strikes Wiltrot out to end this inning, he'll have a strikeout in every inning except the last. Last inning is the only time that Blanton hasn't had a strikeout. 3 in the first inning, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. And last inning, as Coach Barber said, he got them all 3 to bounce out to Brad Young. Blanton ready to throw. And there's a bouncer down the third baseline. It's fair ball. That's going to be trouble to see what kind of wheels he has. He rounds first, falls down. He's going to have to go back to first. I don't know whether he'd have made it in there anyways. Overmeyer came over, got it on the line, and got it back in quickly. And I don't know whether the little guy had enough speed, John.
Well, Overmeyer hit the cutoff man very well, Jerry. Got the ball to him quickly, and that was Brad Young on that point. And I think they probably would have been a good play at second base.
Jerry, that broke a string of 7 in a row that Jeff had retired.
Well, so far this afternoon for Jeronesville, I have them only with 4 hits now.
That's what I've got.
Last inning was the only inning they didn't get a hit in. There's a foul ball off to the right side. That went off the hand of Beckley, looked like. Got part of the body someplace.
You could almost feel that one the way he came out from behind the plate because he was really stunned, and Mike's going to check on him. I'm going to tell you that Buckeye Auto Parts and Fremont Fostoria, they're proud to salute young athletes around the area. They send special congratulations to Fremont Ross Low Giants of St. Joe on their baseball seasons, and the bank that belongs to Fremont salutes the 88 teams that belong to Fremont and their outstanding seasons. Krogan Colonial Bank congratulates Fremont Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic, the young leaders of tomorrow.
Well, St. Joe Central Catholic goes on and wins this game today. We're going to do our best to talk with as many of these young people as we can. Coach Mike Gobble, Danny Huffman, the guys that coach them, and we'll try to get some of the players if we can and get some of their reactions of the feelings of headed for the state tournament. Because I don't think, well, we'll have to talk about this after the game, but if they make it, I think it's going to be the first major sport of any team in Fremont to ever go to the state. Here's a pounder down to Young. He picks it up, steps on second base, and out of second base is Wiltrout on the fielder's choice. So that ends the inning as Brad Smith bounces to Brad Young. And in the middle of the 5th inning of play, our score now, St. Joe Central Catholic, first of all, no runs on 1 hit, and 1 man left for Jeronesville. Our score, St. Joe Central Catholic 7, Hillsdale 1.
Krogan Colonial, the bank that belongs to Fremont, salutes the young athletes of both Fremont Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic. Time, effort, and perseverance goes into making a great team, an athletic team or a banking team. Krogan Colonial's banking team concentrates on serving the financial needs of local Fremont people. And your money stays right here in the area, helping to build a better community. Your friends at Krogan Colonial congratulate Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic on their great baseball season.
Pittsburgh Paint Spring Sales Spectacular is going on its field entrance in downtown Fremont. Manor Hall Eggshell, the latex interior enamel wall and trim paint, flows on smoothly, is durable and washable, and now only $16.49 a gallon. Interior low luster latex enamel gives a low luster finish to hardware areas, and now only $15.99 a gallon. Interior latex flat wall paint now only $12.99 a gallon. painted with America's quality Pittsburgh paint to last a long time. Hurry to Field Edit in downtown Fremont. Sale ends June 1st.
Park Ohio Electric in Fremont has manufactured electrical products since 1973 and has been actively supporting St. Joseph Central Catholic High School athletes for 15 years. Building a successful ball team requires the effort of each individual. Building a good community requires the work and cooperation of business, industry, and individuals. Park Ohio Electric is working to build a good community by supporting the students of today, our leaders of tomorrow. Park Ohio Electric, 231 North Stone Street, Fremont.
We get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning of play now. And St. Joe Central Catholic will have stepping in there for them here to lead off. The bottom of the 5th, Tim Meek. He has yet to get a hit today. Struck out.
We've got a right-handed pitcher in there right now, Jerry. A pitching change made between innings. I don't have a roster number, but it's number 17, a right-hander. And, of course, Tim Meek had a little trouble with the left-hander throughout the game. And here he's going against a right-handed pitcher. And Rick says Kyle Knight. Kyle Knight was playing right field, and they moved him in.
And I did not get that change. Who went to right field? We'll pick that up there.
I believe Stoop went
Okay, they put Stoop out there. Kyle Knight, a big right-hander, throws it down into the dirt and back up against the screen. I'll tell you what, Kyle Knight, he's a good-sized boy, as we mentioned here early on, and he emerged back with that 6'2", 195-pound frame. It looks like he can bring it home pretty good.
Yes, it does.
Throws a fastball, and Tim Meek fouls it off to the left side. You can definitely tell he likes those fastball hitters. They say it hit him?
Well, no, I'm
hit the catcher's glove.
Yeah, I think the catcher interference on that one.
Okay.
Well, Fremont TV and Electronics in West State and Alger and FD and Tiffin support young athletes around the area. See them to buy or rent your own TVs, stereos, VCRs, appliances, and furniture. And Heinz USA supports young Fremont athletes, and they send congratulations on a great '88 baseball season. Heinz USA salutes the leaders of tomorrow.
All right, the umpire did rule that it was interference by the catcher hitting the catcher's glove. Here's a square on and a bunt down to first base line. That'll send Meek down to first, and the bunt by Mike Kelbley is successful. The sacrifice, Kelbley out at first base. But we have another runner in scoring position. And some people might say, well, now wait a minute here. St. Joe's ahead 7-1. Why are they trying to score more runs? You have to keep that flow going, Coach. You have to keep that consistency going. You must not, particularly when you're playing for all the marbles, or going to Columbus, maybe winning a state championship, you have to keep those basic fundamentals in there.
That's right, and, you know, you can never have enough runs. I mean, let's face it, anything can happen. We're in control right now, but it only takes a couple of hits here or errors there, and things can change.
All right, one out. We have a runner at second base now, and Tim Meek. And Tim is a good, quick runner. He has good speed. Field side, we have a substitute in there right now, a pinch hitter, and that's going to be Greg Vassar, pinch hitting for Chris Reavy. Check that, Jeff Rady. He's pinch hitting for Jeff Rady. Coach Mike Gobble said after the game on Wednesday that he was very close to making a change when Reavy came to the plate there late in the game too, but Reavy, he decided not to, and Reavy ended up getting a hit.
Yes, he did. Sometimes the changes you don't make are the changes you make.
Yeah, but you never hear about those until after the game.
Greg Vassar was 2-strike count on him. Picked down low here. Kyle Knight, the pitcher. Boy, when you look at that Tim Stoops who was on the mound earlier, much smaller, and you see this guy out there, he looks like a big Hulk out there throwing to the mound.
Yes, he does.
Vassar ready, looking though, the 2-strike holding, takes outside for ball 2.
You know, he's been a little low with his pitches, but his placement over the plate hasn't been too bad.
No, it hasn't.
Coach, he seems like he's more of a jerky type pitcher though.
He's got a real herky-jerk motion. I think he just rears back and throws the ball.
Yeah, he did that. Ooh, and Vassar almost had one inside the line. He drilled one just outside the bag at third. Got around good on that one.
Yes, he did.
Well, let's know that in a game of automotive service, Whitey's Automotive is your best defense. Call 332-6471 for 24-hour Turnpike authorized service. Whitey's congratulate the high school athletes in Fremont, both boys and girls, and of course Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service when you need a qualified insurance specialist or professional financial planning service. They salute the high school athletes around the area with special congratulations to Fremont teams, St. Joe Central and the Ross Road Giants.
All right, Greg Vassar has worked night for a full count now, 3-2. Neither one of these two teams started with a DH today. In fact, St. Joe does not use the DH. I don't recall too much all season long, have they, Coach?
No, they haven't been using it a whole lot. I think early on he was using Jeff Blanton once in a while, the DH.
There's a high fly ball back out beyond shortstop, but the shortstop Fix goes back there and makes the catch in short left field for the first, check that, the second out of the inning. High fly ball into short left field where the shortstop went back and made it. 2 outs, and that will bring to the plate now Chris Reavy. You got to leave this guy in there today. Boy, he's 2 for 2 this afternoon.
Can't ask for any more out of your number 9 hitter.
Well, Reevy's been a pretty solid performer for these guys all year long. I'm not sure what his numbers are, but he's come up with a lot of big plays.
Well, he's a .313 hitter. That's not bad. He scored 13 runs this year, 7 RBIs, a couple of doubles, 3 triples, 2 singles here this afternoon. He has a runner in scoring position right now. He'd get another RBI if he gets a hit here. It's up high, and Lambert looked like he wanted to throw back down to second base, but Tim Meek gets back in there. Tell you what, he tries to throw behind Tim Meek. You better make sure it's a good throw because with his speed, he'll go for third. Hicks is playing pretty deep at short. Now he moves over towards second a little bit. He was really playing over, guarding that hole a little bit. There's a pitch up high that Reavy took a bite for. Had he let that one go by, that wasn't a really good pitch to go on. But again, like you said, Coach, those batters, those hitters like that high pitch.
Oh, yeah, it looks good, but it rides out of the strike zone on you.
He swings and misses on the next delivery. So we have our count now evened up at 2-2.
Well, that pitch right there was a nice fastball. And what happened was he set him up with a high one, but that last one was right down the middle.
Knight delivers. There's a bouncer back towards short. Fix comes over, makes the pickup, throws, and it's not in time. Chris Reavy beats it out for his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And that moves Tim Meek down to third base now. And it brings to the plate the number 1 hitter in the lineup for St. Joe Central Catholic, Brad Young, and he already has 1 hit his last time up there. In fact, he's had 2 hits last 2 times up. Brad has drilled the ball, particularly last time up there. He lined one between first and second. He has also scored each time he has been on today. He bounced out first baseman as a pitcher in the first inning of play. Takes up high here. This guy's a heads-up baseball player. I was going to tell you, we're going to have Brad. He's going to play football this summer. On July the 16th, he's been selected from St. Joe Central Catholic to play in the North-South All-Star football game down in Massillon. He'll be playing against the best in Ohio down there that day against the South. He hits one to left field. It's hit hard, and it's going to be over the left fielder's head up against the fence. We're going to have Young headed for third, Reavy for third. He's going to go home. Here comes the throw. It's going to be no good. And Reavy is in to score. Young came all the way to third. He's coming down the line. They're looking at it. He's going to be out of the plate.
Oh, I don't. He hit the deck, Jerry, before that ball tagged him. But he tried to make the inside Parker there.
Well, he scored a run. He scored Tim Meek. He scored Chris Reavy. And Brad Young, who hit that thing over the left fielder's head out there. Brad Smith couldn't get it. Young had a double. He took third on the throw to the plate. When the ball got by the catcher, he tried to sneak into the plate, and with all the dust flying, I was surprised they could even see the catcher get it to him, and the umpire, he saw the call. I don't know, but he made the right call.
Yeah, it was close. It was a tough one to call. Could have went either way, I think. He was right on.
Okay. So in the 5th inning of play, the bottom of the 5th, St. Joe comes up again with 2 runs. And I got to check my hits here. I didn't get them all down. Looks like they had 2 more hits, and nobody left on. So at the end of 5 innings of play, St. Joe Central Catholic 9, Jeromeville Hillsdale 1.
LP Furlong and Associates takes this opportunity to congratulate the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 boys baseball team. Building a successful ball team is comparable to building a successful business. All the same qualities are needed by individuals involved, and teamwork is essential. LP Furlong and Associates, 1204 West State Street, supports high school athletics as an asset to Fremont and surrounding communities. They realize the importance of both boys and girls high school athletics.
Getting ready for graduation, proms, vacation, and other special occasions? Get off to a great start by stopping into Dumminger Photo for some Kodacolor gold film. There's simply no better way to picture your life. Then bring your film back to Dumminger Photo for quality photo finishing, because Dumminger Photo is a member of the Kodak Color Watch system. So you'll get great personal attention with every order. Looking for a great start and a great finish? Come to Dumminger Photo, 901 East State Street today. Get the picture?
The St. Joe Central County Boosters Club and its 1,300-plus members congratulate the Streets baseball team for its fine performance with a special salute to the boys and girls track team, the girls softball team, and the boys tennis team. The Boosters thank their many patrons who sponsor SJCC athletic programs and booster fundraisers. Special thanks to the Fremont Eagles for donating over $4,000 worth of equipment to the band. Good luck to all the young athletes in the Fremont area from the SJCC Boosters Club.
Tim Stoops leading off in the top of the sixth inning for Jeromesville. He has a 1-1 count on him. Jeff Flanton on the hill for the Streaks. They lead at 9-1. There's a bouncing ball back to Young. Comes in quick, makes the quick throw, and out at first base is Tim Stoops. Brad Young playing flawlessly here this afternoon at shortstop. And boy, Coach, he had to really come in quick. He was back deep on that one. Left-handed hitter yet to boot. And a little kind of lazy type ground ball out there, and Young really charged.
He had to pick it and then make the good strong throw. That's 7 outs in a row that he's been involved in, either with the put out or the assist.
Other left-handed hitter to the plate now for Jeromesville. That's Chris Bovington, the first baseman. He swings and misses on a high, hard one.
Blanton pitching with a lot of confidence in these last 2 innings, Jerry. Of course, the lead will help you do that, but he's just looked very strong. Also, Spengler Motors and Oak Harbor, they salute the young athletes, and they congratulate the Streaks and those Giants. Spengler Motors and Oak Harbor, they don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Next pitch is in tight to Bovington for ball one. Again, we're going to do our best to have some interviews after the ball game with St. Joe Central Catholic coaches and players if they hang on and win this thing today. And I think you're going to find that Mike Gobble and Dan Huffman is going to have his team go out to win the game, not play. A lot of times you play not to lose, you don't play to win, and that happens when a lot of teams get leads in basketball, football, and any sport. You play not to lose, you forget about playing to win. And today, that's the name of the game. They have an opportunity to head to the state tournament in Columbus, Ohio. They win here today. They're only two games away from being state champs.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Jerry, in the district finals when they played Sandusky St. Mary's, I think that was the key game. They knew that was going to mean a lot. It could mean a possible trip to the state. And with that win, gained an awful lot of confidence for him.
Now Bovington at the plate with a 2-2 count. He bounces one right back to Plant. Jeff picks it up, takes his time, and throws him out at first base. So 1-3 on the put out of Bovington, and brings to plate the number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter, Kyle Knight, who right now is the pitcher in the game. He came on in the last inning in relief of Tim Stoops, who really got rattled here today by the bats. The Giants jumped on him for 10 hits.
I think what happened to Stoop early in the game, Jerry, he just wasn't hitting the strike zone well enough, and that forced him to let up on the breaking ball. If he would have maybe been able to hit the corners a little bit better, it might have been a little change of pace for him.
Boy, there was a power pitch right there, Coach, for a strike.
Jeff just right now, he's got the lead. He's doing what he should, just rearing back, throwing it down the plate, and say, hit it if you can.
Second pitch is this time up a little bit high. Well, I'll tell you what, this will help Coach Mike Gobble's pitching staff out if he gets to go to the distance and the guys get plenty of good rest, and they'll be ready to go on Friday morning. Here's a bouncer down the third baseline, and it's going to be foul. Mike Keppel over there to pick it up.
He had good position on it, too, because it looked like it hit in, then went out just right before it head up towards the bag.
Scott.
Excuse me, Jerry, I wanted to tell you that the Boosters donated over $300,000 last year, in the last 42 years, to St. Joe Athletics, and this year alone, $18,500. They support all the programs of their parochial school, and of course all the young people in Fremont.
Scott Arndt is playing second base right now for St. Joe Central Catholic, and we have Brian Cronin in right field. There's a strikeout. Knight goes down on strike. So that is the end of the half inning. Third out of the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on for Jeromeville Hillsdale in the middle of the fifth inning of play. I'm sorry, in the middle of the sixth inning of play. It's St. Joe Central Catholic 9 and Jeromeville 1.
Spangler Motors in Oak Harbor is the home of the 1988 Chrysler LeBaron Coupe. This impressive road machine is aerodynamically sculpted, powerfully equipped, and displays a passion for driving that'll satisfy your most stringent automotive demands. The LeBaron offers the refined performance of a 2.5-liter electronically fuel-injected balance shaft engine or optional 22 turbo, front-wheel drive, and positive response suspension. See the 1988 Chrysler LeBaron Coupe at Spangler Motors in Oak Harbor. The 818 Club in Fremont is pleased to support young Fremont athletes on their great spring sports season. Talk over the game the entire season and have your favorite beverage, sandwich, or a delicious meal. 818 is the gathering spot for Fremont area sports lovers. The great food and relaxing atmosphere combine to create the perfect environment for armchair coaches and umpires. Enjoy good conversation with the company of good friends along with your favorite foods from the 818 Club, Krogan Street, Fremont.
Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service has the qualified specialists and the facilities to serve Northwest Ohio. They've added group insurance, independent health plans, life, and disability. Their in-house computer is capable of providing quick, efficient quotes from a cross-section of the largest national companies to the smaller mid-sized regional companies. Daniel James Insurance and Financial Service will provide good, sound planning to set patterns for financial growth. Offices in Fremont and Perrysburg.
Well, we were just visiting a little bit about possibility of Cooper Stadium in Columbus. Right now, looks pretty good for St. Joe Central Catholic. Some of the people here making a couple of observations, feeling that Jeromeville is maybe conceding the game to St. Joe Central Catholic right now. They're bringing in Chad Stoops to pitch now for Jeromeville. St. Joe Central Catholic, moving into the bottom of the sixth inning, has a 9-1 lead, and they can add a run or two or three or four here in this inning. Why, that's really going to ensure it. And of course, then their job will be to go out in the top of the seventh and get them out. And if they retire Jeromeville in the top of the seventh, why, St. Joe Central Catholic will be heading for the state semifinals. It'll be the first time for them into the state semifinals. Will not, Coach, as far as baseball?
First time ever. We made it to the regional finals in '79. That's been.
I was there that time. They just missed out. Pittsburgh Franklin Monroe beat them at that time. Chad Howie leading off. He's in for Jeff Overmeyer, and Howie he wrapped one in the hole between short and third for a base hit.
We've got another substitute, Jerry, at the plate. We've got a pinch hitter, and it looks like Mike Foose is going to come up to the plate. So, and also I believe the next player after him also is a pinch hitter. So Coach Mike Gobble getting some experience, and of course a piece of this regional championship to all the other players, and that's the way to do it.
Mike Foose batting for Scott Rady, the first baseman, on deck for St. Joe Central Catholic. We're going to have a player that I do not have in my roster here.
Yes,
I'll have to check it here for you shortly.
While you're doing that, Jerry, I'll tell you that Deminger Photos, see them for all your photographic needs at 901 East State in Fremont. Deminger salutes the young athletes of both Ross and St. Joe and be glad to capture their memories in pictures.
I have his name in the roster, but I didn't have his number. John Fry is on deck for St. Joe Central Catholic. In fact, I have two guys that don't have numbers. Of course, we know Jim Moore. He's been on the hill a number of times this year. Good, John Fry's going to get an opportunity to do some playing.
Yeah, like John comment, Mike's getting all these kids in. It's a great thrill to be in a regional game.
Mike Foose takes a swing and slaps it foul on the right field side, past the dugout. It's going to go out of bounds, out of play, we should say. Ball's thrown back in, and the first base umpire down there gives it a quick look. Bob Smith, the first base umpire. third base umpire came out of Cleveland today. First base umpire, I forget where, I was doing some other things here. He was chatting with John Cullen. They come from all over the state for these tournament games. You just don't stay at home, and you don't get, they try to keep all the various district umpires out of their own district so that there's no favoritism shown or anything.
First base umpire from Medina, I believe, and third base umpire from Cleveland.
So we have umpires all out of the Northeast district. Has really no effect on either one of these teams. Randy Bachman, the umpire behind the plate. Chad Stoops on the mound. And he drops down and has one slapped right by him for a base hit. Mike Poo's got it. And hustling down to third base, Chad Howie. We have runners on first and second now. Nobody out. And Jim Fry comes to the plate for St. Joe Central Catholic.
Mike Booth hung in pretty well, Jerry, that time at the plate. He swung at a couple bad pitches and fouled a couple off, and that time, well, one saw in the strike zone that he liked, and he was able to push it up the middle. The 818 Club on Krogan Street in Fremont, they invite you to rehash this game, and I'm sure we will, and this season with your favorite beverage, sandwich, and delicious meal. The 818 supports the young Fremont athletes on this great baseball season.
Boy, Chad Stoops went down sidearm that time, Coach, and he got a hit right back at him.
That's dangerous, too, because as a pitcher, you know, you see that ball coming at you. It's even more defense than it is of your person than it is getting the ball and making the out sometimes.
Jim Fry, the right-handed hitter, steps in there. He takes a pitch up high from the right-handed pitching Chad Stoops. This Jeromeville beat some good ball clubs to get in here, Coach. They beat Mogador. They beat Cuyahoga Heights.
Oh, yeah.
They beat Mapleton out of their league, which we understand, good ball club. So, you know, St. Joe's just not rattling nobody out here today.
No, St. Joe, like we said, St. Joe's is playing at the top of their game right now, and when you get to the regionals, there's all good ball clubs here.
Well, of course, with the record that they came in with, you know, St. Joe, you know, it might have been deceptive playing the competition they did throughout the year. But in a situation like this, good teams meet each other, but I think St. Joe's shown a lot of overall strength in this game, defensively and offensively.
He came down with that sidearm pitch again, missed to the outside. Next Friday morning, St. Joe Central Catholic, if they hang on here, will be playing at 9:30 at Cooper Stadium, the professional stadium where the Columbus Clippers play. There's a bouncing ball in the hole for another base hit. Here comes Howie around third base. He's going to score. Left fielder bobbles the ball a little bit. Mike Booth headed for third. He's going to have to go with a slide. He's in there safely. And down to second base is Jim Fry. So they start off the bottom of the sixth inning of play with 3 straight singles.
Jerry, and they're all pinch hitters too.
Yeah.
And you got to like that they feel confident enough just to go up there and relax and swing good at the ball.
And here comes another one now. Jimmy Schaefer's going to come up and bat for Jeff Lance.
All right, Jim Schaefer.
You know, here, Jerry, here's another good thing about high school ball. Here's where the re-entry rule plays in. I'm sure I would think Jeff's going to come out and pitch the 7th inning, but with the re-entry rule, it allows you to get a few extra players in so they can get in a bat, maybe get on base and score runs like all these pinch hitters are doing right now.
Right now, Coach Don Myers out on the mound talking with his pitcher. He's looking around trying to decide who to bring into the game or what. He's going to leave Chad Stoops in there. Boy, I mean to tell you, this guy has really been touched up here in the 6th inning of play with 3 straight singles and nobody out.
Yeah, I think you don't like to act cocky or confident or anything, but it looks awfully good for St. Joe's going to the state tournament next week.
And you know doggone well he knows that these ball players for St. Joe's not going to go up there and just take 3 whips at it and go sit down.
Right.
They can't, Jerry. It's a matter of momentum. Even if St. Joe would win this game and not even score any more runs, it's a matter of momentum, which is going to take them down to state, and they need to stay right on top of it.
Just like basketball, you have your team up by 20 points, you put in the subs and tell them to. Here, Jimmy Schaefer hits one straight up in the air behind the plate, and back is Brian Lambert. Had to shade his eyes in that high sun, and he made a nice play on it and made the catch on the foul fly, and Jim Schaefer is retired for the first out in the 6th inning of play. He fouls out to the catcher. Straight up in the air. Those things are a little tough for catchers once in a while, I'll tell you that.
Yes, they are. And I'll tell you what, the catcher for Jeromeville, Lambert's done a nice job. I mean, they've had the wind taken out of their sails, but he's hustling and still popping around out there, and that's good to see.
He did the right thing. He went in there and located the ball, turned his back to the outfield because the ball is always going to move away from you, and you can kind of work with the ball a lot better. Second pitch is outside. Ball 2 to Tim Meek. Tim so far today, he's been on and scored a run. He struck out once back in the second inning. He bounces one to the shortstop. Scott Fick's got a bad hop right up over his shoulder to the outfield. It's picked up by Brad Smith out there. He throws to the third baseman. And that will hold a runner at third, but Tim Meek down to first base now. And that was a wicked hop.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to rule that one. In my heart, I'd say hit on that one because it wasn't.
Yeah, it looked like
hop.
a base hit because of the way, and it jumped right up over his shoulder. It wasn't like he really got a chance to get the glove on the ball at all.
That scores Mike Foos. It also scores Jimmy Fry. No, I'm sorry. Jim Fry stops at third base.
That's John Fry down there.
John, I'm sorry. I put Jim down here. I don't know why I put Jim.
Jimmy Schaefer.
Yep, Jimmy
Got a lot
Schaefer.
of changes.
It sure is. Chad Stoops throws it up high and in tight to Mike Kelbley. Mike, he has bounced out to the third baseman, to the shortstop today, and he sacrificed back in the fifth inning of play, Tim Meek. So Mike would like to get a base hit here today. I'll tell you what, the way they've been touching up Mr. Stoops right now, Mike Kelbley might do just that. Mike has the size. He has good upper body and lower body strength there, and if he gets a hold of one, I'm afraid he could touch it up pretty good on you. Yep. Lines one right back against the screen here in front of us. Brian Lambert back to retrieve the ball. Throw it back in play.
You know, Jerry, make a comment. It might be a guess, but I'm watching Mike Foose over there fill up the big water jug all the way to the top. And we've seen Coach Narducci get blasted a couple times.
Uh-oh.
A little bit of ice cube action and a little water. And we might see that come this way here if this game goes on.
If we don't see Mike Gobble dunked with a water bucket today, I'll be disappointed, I guess. Yeah, Coach Narducci got it, but what do they call that thing? The Bill Parcells dunk, I guess.
Right. Of course, Bill Parcells didn't have much chance last year to appreciate that, but the success that we're seeing in the St. Joe program and all their sports this year is a tribute to what they've been establishing there in the last few years.
Warm out here, though, today, too. There's a bouncer to the third baseman. Nice play that time. A throw to second for one. Throw to first, not going to be in time. We're going to have another run scored. John Fry will come home with another run for St. Joe Central Catholic. And we have Tim Meek eliminated down at second base on the force out. 5-4 there, and then the relay to first base on Kelbley, not in time. And Mike is down there with a fielder's choice. So we have already 3 runs scored in this inning. Do I have that right?
That's right. 3 runs, 4 hits. Scotty Arndt up to the plate now.
Scott Arndt went in the last inning for Jeff Rady at second base. He'll get his first opportunity at the plate. Greg Vassar pinch hit for Jeff Rady the last inning. Right. And he flat out to the shortstop. So Scott Arndt up there to take his swings from the right side of the plate. He fouled one right up over our head here. And out of play. Strike 2 count to Scott Arndt. We have one out here so far in the 6th inning of play. That was 2 outs, I'm sorry. They foul out to the catcher of Jimmy Schaefer.
And Mike Kelbley's force out.
Right, at second base. Chad Stoops on the mound at the bottom of the 6th inning. St. Joe Central Catholic right now with a 12. There's a bouncer down at third base and not able to handle the ball down there cleanly. It's going to be an E5, and we'll have on at first base Scott Arndt playing third base right now. Trying to pick up on his number because I
don't know who it is either, Jerry.
Number is Brad
seven.
Smith. They moved Brad
7.
Smith in there, yeah.
Okay.
Brad Smith moved into third base. There's a swing and a miss.
There's Brian Cronin in for Chris Reeving.
He came in the last inning to play right field. This is going to be Brian Cronin's first hit of the afternoon.
Okay, this is really good. We're getting to see just about everybody on the roster get in here to swing. There's another one.
And it's going to be a hit. Yep.
Wow.
No, they call it foul. Just hit outside the line. Oh,
Not by much.
looks like you might have seen some white fly out there, Coach.
Well, Brian knew that he stopped just as he turned first, though. He should have kept running, but I think he knew it was foul.
I tell you, had that thing been called fair, I think we'd have had at least a three-base hit out of that one.
It would have cleared the base runners for sure.
Right fielder and also the first baseman, well, the right fielder particularly, walking very, very slowly back to pick up his hat, very dejected, obviously. They're getting hammered. And out there in right field right now is Kyle Knight. He started out there, and they brought him on to pitch, and he kind of got knocked around a little bit, too, with the sticks of St. Joe Central Catholic. Tim Stoops got knocked around, and brother Chad Stoops right now being hit. There's a bouncer back to second base, and Will Trout picked it up, throws, and out at first base will be Brian Cronin for the third out of the inning. They batted around here in the sixth inning of play. 4-3, the out on Brian Cronin for the third out. At the end of 6 innings of play, our score, well, first of all, we had 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 men left in that inning for St. Joe Central Catholic. With what St. Joe Central Catholic hopes is just a half inning of ball to play. Our score at the end of 6 innings of play, St. Joe Central Catholic 12 and Jeromeville Hillsdale 1.
Whitey's Automotive salutes the St. Joe Central Catholic 1988 boys baseball team. These are your glory days. Win or lose, it's the way you play the game. In the automotive business, you can count on Whitey's team effort to completely service your car, truck, or semi. They go the extra mile to service a whole fleet of transportation vehicles. They score more points with their 24-hour Turnpike authorized towing service with interstate towing authority for 5 states. Call 332-6471. Whitey's Automotive, 215 North Ohio Avenue, Fremont.
Heinz USA is proud to support high school coaches and high school athletes around the area. Their dedication and ambition to succeed can only be an asset to the community. The same type of dedication and ambition has made the Heinz Company the world's largest ketchup facility. It all started 50 years ago in 1937, and the H.J. Heinz Company has expanded and grown to become Heinz USA. In supporting the young people of today, we encourage the leaders of tomorrow. Heinz USA is proud to be a part of this community.
Get the best of the best for graduation. Sylvania from Fremont TV and Electronics, or FTE in Tiffin. Buy your special graduate a 13-inch Sylvania color set, a personal set to take along wherever a new career takes them. Now only $319.95. Choose the most wanted Sylvania VCR, now only $319.95. Or an always wanted Sylvania stereo, all for the graduate and all at your complete sales and rental center, Fremont TV and Electronics West State in Alger, or FTE 281 North Sandusky Street, Tiffin, where it's all happening.
All right, we start the top of the 7th inning. 3 outs for St. Joe Central Catholic. They get 3 outs, and they're going to the state semifinals on Friday morning down at Cooper Stadium. It seats, last time I was there, 15,000 people. They made some remodeling. They're talking about someday, hopefully, playing Major League ball down there, and they said they could put 45, 50,000 people in there with some additions of bleachers and stands around the outfield, but they have a beautiful park down there. It's artificial surface. They'll be playing on the rug, I guess they say.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun for the Streaks. I mean, I know it's not over yet, but let's face it, a 11-run lead looks pretty good, and I think it's going to be a thrill for these kids and a great honor, too.
At the plate right now is Scott Fix, the shortstop. He swings him. Oh, looks like getting clipped on the hand again was Grant Beckley. Got a ball up off the ground. 2-2 count against Scott Fix. Grant Beckley back in there. That's as Coach Beckley, Coach Barber said that with the re-entry rule for the players, that's why they did this, give some players an opportunity to get in and bat occasionally. And there's a fly ball caught by
Scotty Arndt.
Scott Arndt, the second baseman. As I mentioned, he came in for Jeff Rady the last inning. And he makes his first put out of the afternoon on that hot fly out there just behind second base. So Scott Fix is out. And that will bring to the plate Chad Stoop. He started at third base this afternoon. He pitched that last inning, and boy, did he get shelled. 3 runs, 4 hits. Right-handed hitter. He's kind of a stocky guy, too. He swings and fouls one off to the left of the plate.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, you can't say enough about a lot of the seniors. You know, the seniors on this ball club, they've just been a great group. They had good success in football, basketball, all down the line, and I think they're just topping off their high school careers in just great fashion.
That's true. Unfortunately, that basketball team last year got caught in a section that was so doggone strong, they could have possibly went further. And this year they'll be back in Class A. They could go a long ways again this year. That football team, a little bit of a question mark because of a few key losses, but they have some talented players coming back. And if the coaching staff, if you guys can put them together right.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's coming on down the line there. We got to worry about a couple more games here with baseball, and then we'll get back to that.
That is true. One game at a time. And, of course, by the way, if St. Joe Central Catholic can win on Friday at 9:30, they will play, that's at Cooper Stadium. And then if they win Friday morning, they'll play at 9:30 at Troutman Field, Ohio State University campus for the championship on Saturday morning. So it's going to be early morning games, but who cares?
That's right. Who cares? It could be midnight.
We have a swing and a foul back against the screen here. 2-2 count to Chad Root.
It'd be interesting what Coach Mike Gobb is going to do pitching-wise when he gets down to state, having to play games back-to-back like that. And who he's going to go with, how, what, and where. But right now, I'm sure he's not concerned with that. But it will be interesting to see how it goes about that.
Well, there's a drive into center field. Ready catch by Tim Meek. Great catch, diving catch by Tim Meek, and that's where that speed and that great talent comes into him.
And it helps when your center fielder is left-handed when he's moving to his right like that. I mean, he just did an excellent job. And didn't go all the way down on it, but went down on his knees and really held it down.
Got a good jump on it.
Well, Coach, you and I saw him make the last out of the game in Barberton on a running catch up behind second base. Had to slide and dive for that one.
Yeah, he's a good little ball player. He gives it his all. He hustles, doesn't stop, and, 11 runs up and still hustling out there.
The key there was he kept his eye on the ball all the way. There's a wild pitch by Blanton up over Beckley's head. Jeff might be getting a little tired right now, but that ball could have possibly gotten away, too. He really wetted his fingers.
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing, too, talking about next weekend down at the state, I think that's where the St. Joe's depth of their pitching staff is going to have to play a part. I've said all along they've got good depth, and it will play into effect with just a 2-day series.
There's a swing and a foul up to the backside and out of play here behind us.
Well, it's been a good game, Jerry. Everything concerning there, all the facilities have been nice, the weather's been nice, of course, for us and our local team. They've played excellent baseball here, and right now they are one strike away from winning this game.
Strike call against Mark Hoverstock. Well, there's only one better way to finish up this day. St. Joe wins, and that's 9 or 18 holes of golf. You have your clubs in the car?
You know that I go to bed with my clubs.
There's a bouncer out in front of the plate, and falling down, coming out of the box was Hoverstock. And they're going to call it a fair ball, and Blanton picks it up and throws him out at first base. That's going to be the ball game. Mark Hoverstock hit a little bouncer out in front of the plate, and the umpire, the player just kind of froze. Now, there, they got him. They got him. Bill Parcells dunked onto Mike Gobble. In fact, a lot of the players got that water that time, but they don't care on a hot day.
Not at all.
But I wanted to describe that play a little bit. A little bouncer out in front of the plate, and it kind of froze everybody. They did not know whether it's a fair ball. The umpire said yes. And Mark Hoverstock had fallen down coming out of the box. He was still on his stomach when the umpire says it's a fair ball. And Blanton, who fielded the ball, threw it to first base. And out at first was Hoverstock on a 1-3. That's the ball game. No runs on no hits here in the top of the 7th. Nobody left on, and our final score here this afternoon, St. Joe Central Catholic 12, Jeromesville Hillsdale 1. We'll be back and wrap it up in just a moment.
How smooth a ride do you get in your car? With Arvin Gabriel shocks from Buckeye Auto Parts, you prevent bouncing, erratical handling, and uneven wear on your tires. When you need new shocks, ask your mechanic to install Arvin Gabriel shocks from the Auto Parts experts, Buckeye Auto Parts in Fostoria, Tiffin, and Fremont. They'll give you the whole story on top-quality Arvin Gabriel shocks and tell you just why they recommend them. Get Arvin Gabriel shocks from Buckeye Auto Parts, the Auto Parts experts.
When you're in the mood for delicious food, stop at the Great Scott Deli. How about some creamy chocolate mousse tonight, or a special seafood salad, or try a submarine sandwich with the works. Great Scott has salads, desserts, party trays, and sliced specialty meats that are sure to satisfy. Great Scott fits into your busy lifestyle with a ready-to-go goodness you can sink your teeth into.
Every day is a savings day. Shop the Great Scott Friendly Way.
Krogan Colonial, the bank that belongs to Fremont, salutes the young athletes of both Fremont Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic. Time, effort, and perseverance goes into making a great team, an athletic team or a banking team. Krogan Colonial's banking team concentrates on serving the financial needs of local Fremont people. And your money stays right here in the area, helping to build a better community. Your friends at Krogan Colonial congratulate Ross and St. Joe Central Catholic on their great baseball season.
Oh, really?
Here, back here at Castelia, it's a trophy presentation right now. We're going to get Coach up here and some of the players hopefully in just a moment. I'll get some comments and some observations from John Cullen, who worked with me from the station, and Rick Barber, who's up here with us too. But to recap this game, goodness, it's going to take quite a while just to do that. St. Joe ended up getting a run in the first inning of play. They did so on 2 hits. The first hit came from Jeff Overmeyer. He had a base hit. He eventually ended up scoring on a hit by Grant Beckley. It was 1 run, 2 hits in the first inning. St. Joe did not get any runs in the second. They did get a hit in the third inning of play. They had 3 runs on 3 hits in that inning. They led off with Chris Reeve getting a hit, followed by Brad Young's hit. Scott Rady had a double in that inning. Reeve, Young, and Rady ended up scoring before the inning was over. 3 more runs and 4 more hits in the fourth inning of play. Reeve again singled with 2 outs. Brad Young followed with a single by Jeff Overmeyer, a base on ball, another single by Grant Beckley, and it was, like we said, 3 more runs and 4 more hits, and at that time it was a 7-1 ball game. In the 5th inning of play, St. Joe Central Catholic got 2 more runs in that inning. 2 runs on 2 hits in the game. The hits came from Chris Reeve, who had 3 hits this afternoon. A single for Brad Young. He had a couple of hits on the afternoon, scored twice. Reeve scored 3 times in this ball game with those 3 hits. And then in the 6th inning of play, St. Joe Central Catholic added 3 more runs on 4 more hits. In that inning, they had some of the subs in, and I'm not going to be able to. Chad Howley had a hit. Mike Foos had a hit. John Fry had a hit. Jimmy Schaefer popped out. Tim Meek ended up getting a hit. Scott Art got on. They ended up with 3 more runs and 4 more hits in the 6th inning. That put it away, and then they come out here in the 7th inning of play, and St. Joe Central Catholic was able to get them down 1-2-3. And what other better way to end the ball game, Coach, than on a strikeout? I'm sorry, the bounce out to the Jeff Blanton. He threw him out at first. And St. Joe wins it 12-1 here today. Right. We have Coach Mike Gobble. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's not over yet. You've had a hell of a season, excuse my language, but it's not over.
You're not kidding. I tell you, we're just so excited right now to be where we're at. We've always, it's been one of our goals. We can't, our main theme this year is 1 game at a time, and that's how we went through this tournament, 1 game at a time. Now we got 2 more to go, but we're going to take those 1 at a time also.
We hear that so much, 1 game at a time, but boy, when it comes to high school baseball and tournament play, that's when you really, there's no kidding about it there, Coach.
That's exactly right. And I say these kids came out and played. I really believe that St. Mary's was, that when we got by them in the district finals, that was a big stepping stone for us, because there's no way there's too many teams better than them in the state. And then we struggled the other game, and I think those 2 close games have helped us. And now we come with a big game today, and we were relaxed, and Jeff threw well in the heat like we thought, and everybody hit the baseball.
Coach Barber said that too. That was a key game probably, but I want to take you back to game one of the sectionals because I think myself as a player over all the years, and I was never able to play on successful teams like this. We had a lot of fun. They didn't play baseball in high school like this when I played it. If we played 7, 8 games for a whole season, we were lucky. But the first game, obviously at that point of the season, it was an opponent you knew a lot about. It didn't have a whole lot of success in the season themselves. Your team could have come in and been rather flat at that time. That's when you as coaches really have your work to do, come out and convince these kids, hey, you got to start well, no matter whether you're playing a little bit lesser opponent, because down the road they're going to get tougher, and evidently you people did the job.
Oh, that's right. I tell you that before that game that we did play the sectional finals, that night before we played Calvert in a phenomenal baseball game, and that when we won an extra innings, and I just think that knocked us down to earth at the same time we realized what we could do. So I think that game was very big for us, that Calvert game, especially we learned what Jimmy Moore could do for us and helping us get to this tournament here.
Your team has played the basics and the fundamentals all year long.
Yeah, fantastic. I don't know how many assists Brad Young had today, but boy, he just made a fantastic job. You know, Grant's doing the runner out. Tim Meek, that fantastic play he made out in the center field. It was a hit and run. It was successful. That was a big key. With that one inning, we got all those runs with 2 outs, and that's, we just did the things we had to do.
Your players this year, you have not had one guy that has carried you all year. Or you have not had a star. You've had stars. Sure, you have Brad Young. You have people like Grant Beckley led the team in home runs. You have Jeff Blanton. You have Jeff Rady, the pitchers, basically. You've had Jimmy Moore come off as a reliever. You have Mike Kelbley, people like this. You had today Chris Reeve, your number 9 hitter. He goes 3 for 3, scores 3 runs. So you can't say one player is taking you all year.
That's right. Well, I tell you, we got 9 guys that we feel can hit the baseball, and that's been a key. I tell you, our first, I think, game against Clyde, Chris Reeve, a guy is one that really got us going in that game. I think he had 2 or 3 hits that game, and he scored 2 or 3 runs. That kind of got us going. And it's not to change the subject, but I think Grant's 3-run homer at Gibsonburg, when we were down by what were we? Down by 2, and he hits a 3-run homer with 3-2 count on him. That got us going.
All right, and
next game.
And then since you mentioned that 3-run homer, we got to take it back about 3 days ago. There was another 3-run homer hit by a kid that has never hit a home run in his life until that day.
I can't believe that one. I tell you, he hit that one at Old Fort that went off the fence, and I about died then. And I was talking to that umpire over at Barberton, and he said the first time I saw that kid swing, he goes, he can't be a number 2 hitter for him. I said, well, you just watch him. I said, he can hit the ball. And he's done. I just told Jeff never get in a slump because I don't know what I'm going to do with him if he does. I don't know how to help him. He does everything wrong, but he does it right.
Coach, congratulations. I want to get your assistant in here and talk to him a little bit. Don't let these players run away because I want to get at least a couple of them. We can't get them all, but all right, Danny Huffman, get on over here.
Rick.
You're welcome. Well, Danny, sit down, take it easy for a little bit because it might take a little while for you and I to talk too. We've had a chance to do it a few times in football, but I'm going to mention it now. 21. What was that speech you gave before the ball game?
Well, I told the players that number 21 was a big number for us today. We were 21-2 going into the game. We had 20 wins in a row, and we were looking for our 21st victory. We were 21 outs away from going to the state playoff. I told them about when I played back in 1979. We made it to the regional championships. We relied on number 21, Jeff Gottran, and then we didn't have a number 21 today, but on our roster. But our number 21 is the whole team because we got 17 guys that we feel can play at any time, and it's just a shame we only have to put 9 on the field. And finally, we had to go about 21 miles to get here. So I looked down and I thought 21's a big number. So I brought an ace of hearts and a jack of hearts along with me, and I told them that we got to hit blackjack today, and that's 21, and we did.
Well, I'll tell you what, tremendous victory, and you as a volunteer and assistant coach, a former teacher, former coach, and coaching football and things at St. Joe, a graduate, you've played there. This has to mean so very, very much to you.
Well, I tell you, it's funny how things always stay around the family. I know back when I went in 79, the guy to your left, Rick Barber, and Gary Geller, who's coaching basketball and girls softball, took us down there. And now Rick's here with you, and then I'm helping Mike out. And Mike went to the regional team in 77 when he was a junior. So we kind of keep it in the family here. And hopefully down the road we'll have guys that we played with or coached with. They'll take this team or some other team to the playoffs too.
Well, I want to get you out of here. There's Grant, come on up here. And we'll get Grant in here. Grant's a senior catcher, and he's one of the guys. We're going to get Jeff Overmar in here, and some of the others here shortly. First of all, Grant,